Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. 1:02. Have a roll call.
Gary Pastor.
Scott Sobey, Bob Scanlon.
Sandy Slavin.
Jim Gabberty. We have minutes from September 11th, meeting and workshop minutes. Sandy has reviewed both of them.
So has Scott found a error he wanted corrected. I gave it to the minute creator, she corrected it, sent it back out. It was just correct spelling of the name Sarah Greenberg, yes.
PhD, yeah.
And a motion for acceptance.
So moved.
Oh, sorry, who made the motion to accept?
I did just now.
Oh, I thought you were seconding it.
No.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have meetings from the, minutes from the 25th of September. Corrections and changes to those.
Okay, sorry, on the 5/11, on the, sorry, 9/11, Bob, you missed them, were you able to see the tape?
I did not.
And you're voting in
No,
favor
well,
of it?
I'll abstain.
Can we revoke,
Do one
please, the
three
minutes?
vote. I didn't.
We're approving the minutes. Can we revoke the 9/11 minutes of, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
I'm listening to you,
All right,
yeah,
please.
I wanna, waiting for you to stop so I can say something. Okay, we're gonna take and revoke the September 11th meeting minutes. New motion, please.
Move to accept the,
Approve.
to
We're approving.
approve the minutes from September 11th as amended.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And one abstain? Correct, okay. 4-1-0. And we have minutes from the 25th of September.
Did we vote on the workshop?
That isn't,
Isn't it?
you want that as a separate?
Well, they're two separate minutes.
Okay. We have minutes from September 11th workshop.
Move to accept as presented.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
We have minutes from the 25th of September.
I have reviewed the September 25th minutes and find them complete and accurate.
Move to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstained?
4-0-4.
We have Town of Bourne, the usage fee billing for fiscal year 26. The amount of $463,877.37.
Is it the same amount every time, or is it different?
It goes up 1% or 1.5% a year.
And what is the time frame for this usage fee? I don't think I see a time frame. Fiscal year 26?
Yeah.
So that starts July 1?
Right.
No, it started July 1.
Yeah.
25, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And how is this calculated?
That was a set figure of, originally designated as 400,000, established between the town administrator and the town administrator board at the time, because we were having constant problems with coming up with a number that was acceptable for them. They disputed the number all the time. For those to work out a compromise.
But is it based at all on actual cost of processing Warren's product?
To an extent, yes.
To what extent?
I wasn't involved in the calculation, but it certainly involves us providing the infrastructure for them to pump into.
Is it like by the truckload, is there actually meter readings or quantity, volume, whatever
No,
you call it?
it's from their collection system. They have a
Right.
collection system in that area that pumps to us.
But, so something gets, there's some type of flow that gets measured, right? Or is it a close wild ass guess type situation?
There is, there is a meter.
Yeah.
It's, to the best of my knowledge, not actually registering or being reported. So, again, this is a pre-negotiated deal.
Is it, well, I'll ask, is it possible for whoever negotiated that to give us the powers to negotiate? Shouldn't we know that? Is that your
Oh,
asking,
yeah,
Scott?
looking at-
Yeah, 'cause the question is, are the sewer users of Wareham subsidizing the sewer users of Bourne? Or are the sewer users of Bourne subsidizing the sewer users of Wareham? Or is it a, pardon the phrase, a wash?
Best of my review of the numbers,
Yeah.
it's a wash.
And how would you know that? If the meter's not working?
Just generally speaking, what is sewered and is coming our way. So it's based on what they're allotted, okay? So if you at minimum call it a wash versus going by the meter, then there's a chance that we get a benefit from it. If we go by the meter, it might not work out in our favor.
As far as receiving this amount of revenue?
Because it costs X amount of dollars per 1,000 gallons of product to process, right? I mean,
That number that has been created, as we reviewed it, we tried to figure out how much does a gallon
Right.
actually cost to go through this system. So when you go through what our budget is, which includes this revenue, the numbers don't work without us, put it that way.
So if you were to take these numbers out, i.e. the revenue side to this,
Yeah.
would our budget kind of get close to being in the dink, so to speak?
Yes. We'd have to raise rates and everything else, so best I can tell, it's a working, whatever's been negotiated is working.
Do you know how long this has
Could
been
we-
negotiated for, or is this is current? This is
This
gonna be a
is,
thing?
this is current, it was negotiated,
I don't think it was all that long ago.
4 years ago, maybe.
just be reassured, I'm not disputing it, I'm trying to understand how it was arrived at.
So, yeah, I can't answer that question. All I can tell you is whatever they did do, here's the word.
Okay.
So it's a 1% increase every year?
I believe that's what it was, Sandy, maybe 1.5.
Who writes this out? Who fills out this?
That's,
I believe that was Victoria.
All right, can you just have her change the correct spelling on my name to ER on this form? She,
Oh, Astor, Mrs. Astor, yeah.
huh?
I can do it.
Thank you.
There you go.
What do you just do?
And would you prefer your given name or your nickname?
No, Gary's fine.
Okay,
Because all the other ones are ER, correct? I mean, this,
Yeah. That would be on your sheet, so you can correct it also.
both of them, yeah, there's two of them that are lost.
Just go back. Who was this Derek and
Derek
Derek
and,
and his counterpart?
Right.
Dorino. What was his first name?
Oh.
No. Okay, can I get a motion on this?
No, I'll do it. I make a motion to accept the billing to the town of Bourne in the amount of $463,877.37 to cover their commitment for sewer usage fee for the fiscal year of 2026.
Second?
Discussion?
Yes, go.
Could I request that, obviously here it is in October, for the July 1, that sometime when this gets written up for the 27th, that we could get Derek to come in here and explain how this works? Huh?
Yes, definitely.
Obviously before the 7/1/26 date, because it'll be the 27th fiscal, correct? If that's possible, can I
Yeah.
request that, please?
Yep. Get it down.
So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this also gets approved at Springtown meeting every year. No?
No.
Okay. I thought it was one of those just pass through kind of, no.
I
Okay.
don't remember seeing it on the
No.
warrant.
No, it's not a warrant.
Okay.
Indirectly it would be, because if it's part of the budget.
Budget, yes.
The
Okay.
town approves the budget.
Incorrect. It's not,
Yeah, so
this
it's-
itself is not.
A line item on the budget is
A line
just income.
That's right.
Yeah. So prior to the 27th fiscal year, he can, right?
Gotcha. Will do.
Thank you.
And we have a fiscal year 26 town of Warren capital costs for EQ basis. In the amount of $31,790.25.
Is this based on the estimated cost of the basin in FY '26?
This was on the basins that were put in, I believe, those two basins that were put in over there.
It says
Capital expenditure separate.
But it says FY '26 capital cost. We're nowhere near the end of FY '26, so how do we know where our cost is?
That's what their capital, I don't know how many years it was spread over.
So it was based on the amount we approved for the project and not what it's costing us?
No, that's, I believe it's,
It-
this particular thing equals 17% of the last improvements that were done. This is the EQ basins.
How much was it, Scott, you say?
17% of the total capital cost of that project, not what was budgeted, what was actually spent.
What was actually spent, was that
Yeah.
over the budget amount you make?
No.
Less than,
Yeah.
actual spend?
To the best of my knowledge, yeah.
Yeah,
So was this spent in '25 and now they're paying for it in '26? I'm trying to think.
I believe it was spent in 2020, and it's been amortized over.
Oh,
so-
after completion.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you, so we've amortized out a large sum of money
Correct.
over
Based
how many
on-
years?
At least 5.
Okay, so based on the actual cost, it got allocated annually.
Yeah.
So move to accept this letter, or Bob,
Yep.
how do you phrase it? Move to accept the
Yep.
receipt of $31,790.25 from the town of Bourne to cover fiscal year 2026 capital costs for EQ basins. How's that?
Very good. That's
Seconded.
Bob, second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Capital cost. Bourne's share of the capital cost for Wareham Regional Control Facility upgrade in the amount of $987,578.89.
Does this include the project changes that we've added? There've been a number of
Yeah, because
changes to
I
the,
believe it does because it's all in both the original amount authorized.
So this is based on what was authorized, not what was spent yet.
Correct.
The other one was based on what was spent
Right.
versus what was authorized.
Yeah.
So this is an estimated capital cost of $9 million minus 891K. Didn't we approve 36 million?
We did.
So where's this 9 million come from?
Because, so, look, the way it got split up when they did it, the initial loan provided through SRF, if I recall, I talked about this with John. The initial loan, because we weren't gonna need all $36 million in the first 6 months, right? So the first portion of that loan is $9 million,
Okay.
of which they gave that amount of loan forgiveness, which I believe is like 3.5%, something odd like that, or 4%. He spoke to me about this. I was actually paying attention, so.
Who is this, Derek?
John
Oh,
Foster.
John
Because
Foster.
I was asking him how this works. He's like, oh, you just got this little loan forgiveness. And then, thinking about it, you're like, all right, 3%, or whatever it was, isn't that of 9 million? But anyway, that's how it worked out. It's loan forgiveness, but not the entire 36 million portion. So anyway, that is the answer.
And this is, once again, then I add that if John is involved in this, that prior to next year, we have him understand,
He's gone.
oh, that's right, retired. Or someone that's
Someone,
replaced him, like
yeah.
Derek, give us the formal explanation.
I'll get it written out. That way we have it. Because he actually had it in a table form that we could more easily understand. So, again, when he presented it to me, visually, it made a lot of sense. Me trying to explain it out
No.
of my memory right now isn't going to make a lot of sense. Which is kind of usual when I
So
explain.
you can provide us the formula?
Yeah, to some degree. I will give you how it was parted out.
All right. And just as another question, I mean, why in the fiscal year 26 here, July, August, September, we're 3 months in, going into our 4th month, how come we don't do this prior to the beginning of each fiscal year?
Because we can't assume it until the year hits.
Okay.
it's based on what is spent.
It's not based on what it's spent.
Right, I understand that,
Well, what's been appropriated, so to speak, right?
so if it's appropriate, we should know well in advance.
Of the loan, yes.
I guess the question is, we should have seen this in July as opposed to October.
Well, I think, because I know some are based on the actual spend, and that could be a timing issue. Some is based on something that was budgeted and approved, appropriated, if I can use that term, right? So, is this another one of these where it is been appropriated, or does he actually calculate this out for each fiscal year?
They come back and give the loan forgiveness. He can't calculate what it's going to be. He can estimate
They do.
what's been historic. Yes,
Okay.
they come back and provide the loan.
You say they,
Whatever
the
funding.
bonding, the bonding.
Funding company, whatever it was, yeah.
So I move to approve the acceptance of this, this,
Bourne's share of the FY 26 capital
Bourne's-
cost for the,
town of Warren's share of fiscal year 2026 capital costs for the WPCF upgrade, the amount of $987,578.89.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
So if you take a look at the budget that we had coming into FY '26, there is a line for Bowen operating cost of $452,000. So I'm not seeing, if I take a look at the budget, I'm not seeing these amounts, but that's another discussion.
Correct.
Is it 453?
I have a board IAM operating of 452,563.
Yeah, so the 463 is not the same as that number plus 31,000, so.
But I'm not seeing the other numbers. Maybe I shouldn't in the budget, but
That's operating budget, or does that include the capital budget?
it says revenue expenses.
So is capital separate from that one?
I don't see it on here.
Well, the first one is the revenue side that they're paying us. I agree with you. Right.
So we're back to the issue, of trying to understand our budget.
Yes.
What's revenue reduction in this? What is the definition of that? You know what that means, not in this, anybody know what that
I
means?
see.
See, I wonder if they stuck their revenue as a revenue to us.
No, revenue reduction of those, sorry. Yeah, expenses paid out of the direct and indirect cost. So the direct and indirect cost is the fee that we pay the town for our HR services,
Right.
all the other things we
Yeah.
do, including, we pay a certain amount of municipal maintenance to fix our stuff and other things like that. So those are that $950,000 direct and indirect cost. The other one is, the total revenue minus that, and then you end up with your total revenue after internal changes.
Okay, they say revenue reduction there, does that mean?
That is, they're trying to say that this, it's just in there added, but you take 950 away from 9,142, you end up with the actual revenue.
It's a reduction.
Yes, that's it. So in other words, our total revenue after what they've accepted as what we're paying them for the year for their services.
So instead of listing that under our expenses, they're listing it under revenue reduction
And then the rest are the expenses.
throughput to the town. I'm just guessing, I'm not
You're
really
right,
sure.
that's exactly how that reads, if you do it that way.
So that is what it is.
Okay,
So, could I also add that we have Derek or somebody come in and walk us through this?
Well,
no,
So-
we had asked
I
to,
tend to think we'd like to have Scott Kay talk
Well-
to us about the budget. Is his budget.
Well, I know it's his budget, I'm not questioning that, I'm questioning the terminology so we understand it. That's all.
well, I think we agreed for next year that we would all be part of the budgeting process early on, rather than finding out at a
That being
town
said, we
meeting.
should
what
start
the
that at the
budget-
end of this month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
Did we vote on the
Yes.
987?
5-0.
yes.
So the agenda says billing insert. Do we have a copy of the billing insert?
Don't mind.
I have one, but it's not in the packet.
Yeah. I have one too.
No, no,
It's not in the packet. It was- I got it.
so,
Well, there are two,
I have what, Jimmy, I'm just trying to figure out what is a billing insert versus what we have in our packet, which
The
looks like,
billing insert that we've had, that brought up the questions in the beginning. You know, I'm making a suggestion that we eliminate it altogether
And
and place it that on the bill itself. The front part of the bill seems to be okay. The back of the bill seems to be where the biggest question problem comes in, from what I've been listening to, is that if you pay your bill and you tear the bottom part off, you don't have all the information you need.
that was correct.
Okay, so rather than put all of that stuff on the back of the bill, it would seem to me if we just put on the back of the bill for questions about sewer procedures / billing, go to the Wareham Sewer Department.gov website. You type that in, it brings you right up to the sewer department.
can someone type it in? I couldn't get it to work.
I've done it, that's why I put it down
Wareham
there.
space sewer space department.gov works. I couldn't get it to work.
Try doing it up through this
You know,
space.
No,
Space is,
because that, I'm sorry, that's, I did the document you
can
can present.
change that on here. This is not cast in stone.
This
This is
is-
a suggestion.
Let's, but I like that, but I thought there were other things we wanted to do,
Promote us.
updates, promotion,
What's happening?
what's happening type stuff. We talked about that, right? I have a list.
Yeah.
But, so if this goes on the,
Excuse me one second. I'm not trying to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I just want to say, this is really to be able to give people a direction to get information.
correct.
Okay, now,
And,
Next part.
but you wanted this to go on the bill now.
bill itself as opposed.
On the back of the bill.
On the back of the bill as opposed to having the abatement procedure. Because the abatement procedure, from the biggest complaint I could listen to all along has been it gets cut off the minute you pay your bill. So if you want to do an abatement after you read your bill, it's not there. Half the
Because you,
information's gone.
the remittance portion is on
It's
the.
not- that's right.
Right, right, it's on the remittance portion of the bill, right? So can that be redesigned to go someplace else on the bill?
Why do we need it on the bill? All the information
Yeah,
is.
I would just put everything on the website,
Everything's on the website.
you know,
Okay,
and just direct them to the website.
all right, so this is the alternate route for what we had. And then for those without the internet access, and
Hi, it's Sandy, I'm just testing the phone number, bye.
so this is for the people that do not have internet access, right?
Right.
Okay. And there's someone here that's gonna man that phone right here.
Only during working hours and not on
Okay,
weekends.
all right.
So if they've got a problem, there's no place to call.
Well,
After 4 o'clock, there's no place to call.
well, the normal procedure, we call it a normal business hours, right?
But if I've got a broken system,
Oh, broken, yeah, I'm talking about this right here.
At least they're here on Fridays.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
people without internet access can go to the library, I'm sure they can get on the internet there too, right?
so long as the
Just
library's,
thinking.
if they've got transportation and the library's open.
Oh my goodness, well,
I mean,
there's only
it's,
so much we can do,
I'm just trying to think,
unless you wanna drive the shuttle bus.
I believe we should be putting critical information on the back of the bill regarding the bill. I believe we should be putting an insert which says, okay, here is your sewer plant, this is what we're doing for you, this is what we're planning to do for you, this is what,
You want an insert, when you say an insert, you don't mean inserting on the bill, you want another page.
I want
Like a
this
little,
blue page,
Update.
I want this blue page
Okay.
to be updated to a point that contains some information
That's
that
how we
promotes
started.
us. Yes,
Correct.
that's what, yes.
So I like Jim's here, the bill, it stays with the bill, not with the remittance portion, is my thing. And when you were saying insert, I was thinking about inserting it on the bills, I'm sorry. It's another page.
It's a separate page.
Separate page, okay.
The opportunity to communicate with
Yes.
the sewer user.
Here's a picture of Scott K, here's his staff, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right? That type of stuff.
Now, if we take a look at the back of the sewer bill, we have on it questions about the bill, in which it has a telephone number, which is different than this telephone number.
Okay,
It talks about a quick overview of the EDU system. Talks about user fees and adjustments and abatements. But there should be some information back there that here's a question about the bill.
okay. Well,
I think it should be on the back of the bill. In which we say more information is available on the town website, but you have a quick summary of what is an EDU system and why we're charging it. Here's my bill, if you have any questions, who to call. And it talks about the user fee and abatements could very well be, say, user fee and abatements reference the town website for details.
So I counted 3 major topics that you brought up that you want to have on the back of the bill that the homeowner has.
Yes,
And does not get mailed in or dropped off
yes,
on the back of the remittance portion.
yes.
Okay, then on top of that, we wanna have the good feeling stuff and update with,
Yeah, that's to let people know what they're paying for, really.
I think those are, is that what, that's the same thing you're saying, isn't it, Jim?
Now, the question is,
Pretty much,
Yeah.
It's a lot more, excuse me, it's a lot more work to add some kind of information page, someone's got to update it,
who's
maybe,
gonna do that?
yeah,
Well, I mean, the insert page.
the insert page,
But we only do this twice a year.
that's right.
And I understand, I think we got balled up a little bit because this has been like a repetitive thing that comes out, right? No one knew about it and it was wrong. But so, and our first thought process was to have someone be the sheriff of this before it got released, communication got
That's
released,
right,
correct?
someone's got to sign off on it.
Sign off on it. So if we're signing off on it, why can't we just update it? And someone give us a time, I don't know.
Yep.
January,
Okay. And do you want, is that what you're saying, you were gonna do that or?
no, no.
No, all right. Okay.
so the question has to be asked is, when does the insert have to be ready?
January.
January.
Just said that.
1, 2, 3, 17th, 18th,
Yes.
30th? January's, more than,
Before the end of the month.
before the end of January, before February 1st. Who does the printing of it?
I don't know, that's what we gotta do.
I'm asking,
I don't know.
even if we have this new insert, who do we give it to?
John Frost, that office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who did this? I mean, whoever does the blue.
No, that's another thing.
That
It's-
was,
See, I don't know whether or not our bills have already been printed ahead of time without the information on the front, the form.
The changes in by January to John's office.
In the back of the bill.
Both.
so we're talking about the back of the bill information and an insert, which is a separate page.
Yes.
And Jim, I think is saying that they're both in the John Foster by end of January.
Into the treasurer's department.
Is that what the office is?
Yes.
Let's say January 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need to come through here first, though,
Yeah.
to make sure that we're all in agreement on what's going out.
Billing insert and back of bill.
Yeah, that's an opportunity to talk about
Due mid-January.
the status of the $36 million upgrade, of the experiment for saving money on doing the composting instead of trucking this stuff. I mean, it's a lot, I think, that the public would be interested in.
Or these are some of the things we're working on.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know,
I think it's good.
bill based on usage. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not.
No, we never seem to
Don't-
get
don't-
working on
Don't
that.
say that word in my eye.
Sandy, I emailed you the web address that takes you straight to the sewer department,
Sewer department or sewer commissioners.
sewer department.
Then, okay, Then we have to make sure that all the data on the sewer department is complete and correct and answers these questions that we're no longer going to give them directions to.
Mhm.
So,
So who monitors the sewer department website? Scott, do you look at that on occasion?
I do not.
I thought when I tracked the blue insert, it was, when I first got it, it was up in the town hall from the John Foster's office, I don't know what the name of it is.
Treasurer's.
The treasurer's office, that's where I went, and that's where it's generated. Or I was told, so,
They'll print whatever,
we give them,
yeah.
right?
And do they have a third party that does the printing and
Yes.
mailing?
Yeah. Third party handles all the questions.
So why don't we put down a
so we
time
know
schedule?
who's the third party.
I don't know, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
care,
I haven't got
I'm
there
not
yet.
interested.
Yeah.
No, we give it to them, let them handle it.
Yeah, but they may have a deadline we don't know.
Well,
I just gave you the deadline.
if we as a group start by December 15th to the end of December, we write something up, Scott writes something up, whatever he wants. If we get it to them by the 15th, they'll have time to do their process up there to get it into the envelopes. I don't care how they do, right?
Yeah, I have a suggestion with regards to Derek and the accounting office. Why don't we just draft an email outlining all the questions that we have for them and submit them, and they can get back to us in writing as to what the answers are. So with Derek, all the Bourne IMA information and how it works, instead of dragging them back and forth, they can handle it on their own time and give us back a written explanation of everything.
I like that idea.
And-
Here's my comment to that. What
I'm not
happens if I-
accepting any comments.
Thank you. What happens if I have a follow-up question, like I tend to? I don't wanna send another email and then have a follow-up to that email, to a follow-up to the email. If you have a one-on-one, like we had that great discussion the other day with Derek and John about
Yeah,
how the stuff works, I found that very, very useful.
Yeah.
Great.
That's all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'd rather take 20 minutes of his time, we'll kill 47 emails down the road.
okay.
I would, I would just combine these two ideas. So if we generate a series of questions that we have, how is the budget approved, how is, how do these things come up with? Submit them to him, just to Derek, say, or to John's replacement, and say, we would like, these are the questions we would like to ask at this meeting. So we have a meeting, but they've
Yes.
prepared
Right.
with the answers to the written
And Derek
questions.
actually suggested that before the last meeting that we had with him.
Right.
That's usually customary that he gets a list of
Oh,
subject matter before, so he has time to prepare
We
and
don't
know what he's gonna be
blindside
talking
stuff.
about, yeah.
Want to prep, no sense wasting his time.
Yeah.
Totally. Yes.
I'm gonna take an action item and draft what I believe should be in the back of the bill.
Back,
The back of the bill, a little bit more than what we talked about.
a little bit more than this right here, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then, so I'll do an action item where each one of you gives me a bullet point that you'd like to see in the public relations page, the insert.
The insert page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice picture of Scott and his team.
Yeah, smiling, skimming stones across the new ponds.
That's right.
Okay,
And Scott, if there are things that you would like for the public to appreciate about what you and your crew are doing too, that would be awesome. Okay.
And any human interest stories that you'd like to throw in.
We had some really good ones this
I
week,
bet you
actually.
do, yeah.
You do? What happened? What happened?
Oh my god, alright. So,
Is it-
last Saturday, I guess there was an accident right in front of our crew. And
Which one?
there was, yesterday there was one on Hathaway. And then Saturday there was one on, I'd have to look it up again where it was, Cohesa, I think.
Up like the Cranberry restaurant
I
there?
think so, yeah.
Someone was,
Oh, yeah, there was
someone
Oh, yeah.
was killed up there? And
One of our
then,
guys pulled someone all bloodied out of the car.
yeah,
And then, yesterday, similarly, there was an accident and, our people stopped and provided a shelter for the person to kind of, recover a bit while the EMS helped them out. So it was pretty cool.
So, there was a fatality on Route 6 too?
That
Down by
was-
Go Bananas on Saturday or something?
Yeah, I
At
think
the
so.
same time?
Pedestrian,
It was
pedestrian.
so was in Cranberry, wasn't
Was
that
that a-
pedestrian?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm speaking of rumor.
yeah, no.
These were vehicle accidents, so no
Well-
pedestrians involved in these ones.
Okay, so the one at Gone Bananas was car versus pedestrian.
And the one at Cranberry was car accident or
I
pedestrian?
think so, I think the one at Cranberry was car accident.
Did your crew get first aid training of
Not
any
enough,
kind?
we're gonna do
I like that
that.
idea.
We do some bloodborne pathogen stuff, tailgate type, lectures.
Yeah.
But I would like to get everyone CPR certified,
Yeah.
first aid certified, now that our crew's somewhat stable for, I think it's the right time.
Yeah, you're on heavy equipment and
Right.
it's a dangerous place, it's a good idea.
So what did you want from us as a homework?
A bullet point about something that you think the public would be interested in or should know about either the plant or the sewer system in general, or what we're doing or planning on doing. This is our opportunity twice a year to communicate directly,
Promote,
yes, with,
that we're doing something with the money you pay us.
that's right. Without them having to, I mean, it's a passive thing, they don't have to even open their laptops to get onto the website, they can just look at it with their bill. You could have pictures too, Scott, if you want.
Good.
No cost.
That's black and white print.
Kerry, you wanted to know what?
I lost your, it's just right in Scott's saying about providing a bullet point. What was it?
What was it that you wanted?
Was,
Background between the Bourne billing,
oh, what, for, like, for Derek, for questions for him then? Yeah.
and what the words mean on our budget.
Right.
Is there any word, Sandy, on hiring a replacement for John Foster? Or
No,
Jim?
Well, the last I had, they had 4 applications and the most qualified was a truck driver.
And this is for,
They had
his
no-
official job is town.
Nobody had any background.
Is he, is he the town accountant? Is that his official?
Treasurer.
He's a treasurer.
Treasurer.
treasurer,
I apologize.
treasurer, collector.
And we get 4 people to apply for a job like that?
So, wow, that's what I talked to him a couple weeks ago, that's all I had.
I might have to hire a recruiter
Yeah.
for that job.
Is that why he's still staying on? Is he physically gone?
He stayed on because there was no replacement, and he's still gonna work 1 day a week.
Okay. To break in, train, help
Yeah,
out, assist when we get any new body in there?
And they
Yep.
just recently promoted someone to an assistant treasurer. She's worked there for a long time. Kelly, no, anyway, the selectmen supported the hiring, voting her to the position of assistant treasurer.
I can see her like that. Anyhow,
All right. What else we got?
okay, so, Mr. Billings, go over this again at the next meeting, see what we're at, information.
Yeah, I want your bullet points by next meeting at the latest.
Yep.
And when we sat down, I was asked a question, is when did we approve a vice chair to approve the payments? My notebook here only goes back to June 12th, and it wasn't then, so it has to be prior to that, so I'd have to go home and look at my other books to get to that date.
Yeah, I can look through the minutes too and see.
Because now, at one point, you had been down as the alternate. And that's 3 years ago,
If not 5.
something like
Yeah.
that.
You're having fun.
And we approved the vice chair as an approval, but that was over a year ago, so they wanted us to do it again.
No, what it was we had approved myself and,
It said chair and vice chair.
no, we had approved before that myself and one other person, but we approved
By
by name.
name,
And all we've done
and then
is
we clarified it to,
we clarified it
To
to
be
be
by
chair
position.
and
Mhm.
vice chair. Before what we used was the name of the particular
Person.
people. That was all.
So I put this as my to-do list. What was the date?
All right, Scott, can you give us a quick update on ours?
Yeah, engineering company is still working, on, some of the details, specifically in this case on how to get across the train tracks. Couple options on the table, so they're going to look at how best to do that.
Remind me what their company is?
It is, EDR and Weston Sampson, they're partner companies.
Oh, that's right.
EDR, Weston,
Yeah.
Did they give you a date for when the plans should be ready?
No.
And how we, and they already been paid? No, not paid, but,
Payment as they go,
yeah. Where did the money come from for that planning?
yeah. But,
From the operating budget?
yeah.
Okay, any unanticipated items, anybody?
Can we talk about time frame for this meeting? Under unanticipated items?
Yeah.
Do we have to meet at 1? Do we have to meet here?
Yeah. Why not?
Can we meet at 2:33? Or do we go back to just having evening
Why
meetings?
can't we have it in the evening like we used to have? I
Because-
can't remember why we changed it to 1 o'clock in the plan.
I think part of it was to give you guys an opportunity to walk around and see the progress of the construction.
I think if I, my first dive into this was to meet Godzilla's people. I mean, Greasilla.
yes, yeah,
That's Greasilla.
same thing.
Right? So I thought that, I always thought that the reason we had it here was so that they would be here after lunch at 1 o'clock. And I thought it was just a special meeting. I didn't know it was a scheduled type event.
Try to do the workshops at a different time than once a evening. I'm personally not interested in spending 2.5 hours at night,
I get that.
particularly this time of year, because just in driving alone, it's inconvenient by a long shot. It's difficult driving. Do it once a month, that's one thing. To do it more frequently
Can you go later in the afternoon or?
is, sure, I mean, I,
What time does this building close? 3:30?
Right, if we're in, it's open to we're not.
I would prefer to meet in room 520.
You have a driving, you have a homeward bound issue with how many nights a week, right? Maybe falls on your shoulders too, right?
Yeah,
I hear your behest, really.
So
So,
1
Well-
o'clock, 1 o'clock in room 520? this is hard for me to manage my space. And if we have any presentation, there is no screen or anything to display on. So this is a tough place to get information.
So yours is the setup versus the time.
Setup is a I would prefer an easier setup at room 520. I'm fine with 1 o'clock or 2
Probably
o'clock.
shows better too for the people watching on TV, all 5 of them.
But if we
It
do
sounds
it,
better too.
if we do it on 520, it can be recorded and telecast, it can be televised at the same time, because 520 has that capability.
What's the latest hour you'd like, Joe, I guess I'll ask.
I don't have a problem with doing this, but as long as we can do someone during the day, I think.
During the day is fantastic for me, but again, I'm.
Was it day 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, is that better?
One's great, because then we're done.
You want to close?
Scott? No?
It's, I'm really flexible about these kinds of things. Sometimes I don't like to be,
So the biggest issue here is 520. That's the only issue that we're talking about that I can see so far.
Well, yeah,
520 is sitting here because you don't like to come here.
Well,
Okay,
I don't-
fine, that ends that, so it means I'll contact Patty and find out what the availability is for 520 if that's an acceptable switch.
Anybody else, to me, it's a better place to present a project on the screen and see things better than here. Because last time we had a display over the boxes.
it's a really good point. I like the idea of coming over to look at the plant and so on, but it usually turns out that I'm rushing to get here anyway, and then I've got commitments afterwards, so I don't have the luxury of looking around the plant. I don't know, Scott was very gracious when I was here a week or so ago, walking around the plant, but I think I will have to just schedule different times to come over here to look at the progress than these meetings.
Always here, unless I'm on.
You get a futon and you can always be here.
Oh, man.
I like the concept of going to the other room because I'm futuristically thinking that as we develop an agenda and we start to move towards our goals, I think we're gonna have more and more people, groups come in to speak to us, update us, whatever, and this is not the room to do it in. That room is better. So my issue is I'd rather have something more in the late afternoon time. I just throw that out.
2 o'clock?
Late afternoon.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, 3 to 4, something like that.
Work for you?
Is that,
Like I said, I'm here for you guys.
does it work?
It beats 6 because then I don't go home and
Works
come
for
all the way
me.
back.
You got, is that good?
3 o'clock,
Yeah.
yes.
Different.
No,
And
they
winter
don't-
just
time,
have to-
high tide is less relevant, so.
We just have, we just have to see what availability is, that's all.
Yeah. Just as a dumb question, there's a lot of people that use that room up there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Most evenings are
I've had
permitted.
issues in the past with that room. I'm trying to get it,
Yes.
even when we've had it set for a definitive time frame, getting the
Thursday
busy
evening,
contest
the
with,
school board meets there, and we meet there Thursdays, and we were constantly saying their dates and our dates were the same night, and we had to switch things around and whatever. But if we're meeting at 3, we should definitely be out before they start at 6.
Oh, absolutely. I'm out.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of high tide, watch me flow out.
and once we have
That's one thing in
established
favor of
time
520
for it,
right there.
I'm not making adjustments for the school department
School board.
or whatever, yeah.
Oh, I got you, okay.
I'm not doing it.
Fine.
What about room 27 in the town hall?
That's harder, that's harder.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because-
it's more use.
It's not uncommon to have something come up to Mr. Sullivan needs it, and we get kicked out at any time without any notice or
Sure.
anything like that,
Okay.
so. 520 is not one he tends to use, it tends to be committees
Okay,
that are most of them all televised.
all right.
All right.
So we're gonna wait for Jimmy to tell us whether or not 520 is available. And that's easier for me because I do have a 5:30 meeting on Thursdays.
Well, as long as it's
It's
easier for you.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it.
Don't worry about us, Sandy.
Yeah.
We'll get
Don't
this.
worry about it.
That's my highest priority.
It is, I lie awake at night thinking, how
How are we
can I
gonna
make my
get
life
Sandy
easier for
happy on
Sandy?
You want me happy. Ask Alan how much you
Yeah.
want me happy.
Yes, we do.
If he wanted you happy, he would have sold Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I think Alan wants to watch us live on TV, which is one of the reasons
No.
you wanna.
My cat. He says my cat goes crazy when I'm on television.
Okay,
So is that relevant then for the next meeting date, October 23rd?
right.
So that may change.
Subject
No.
to change.
No, next week is, that's still good at 6:30,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? We're talking,
That was
Yeah.
already- That's
Yeah,
already
it's-
set.
Well,
This
we're
is-
locked in.
We'll leave
it's
that
the
one alone,
second
but
Thursday that I'm looking to
Okay.
change.
The first, so the first Thursday is
So
the
that's, so,
24th.
23rd, okay, good.
Right.
Move to adjourn the meeting at 1:58 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we open up,
Yes.
I need you to sign these 3 documents.
Want to call a workshop to order? Have a roll call?
What time?
2:04.
Thank you.
Kerry Pastor?
Scott Sobey.
Bob Scanlon?
Sandy Slavin.
Jim Giardi. Okay. In your packet, I have found this, and it included the rules and regulations that that's covered down here. The regulations came up as a discussion that Bob and I had with Rich Bowen, saying, that, you know, a lot of the stuff that we can or want to do can be handled within the regulations, and that probably covered.
That was with Scott.
Yeah.
Scott, I'm sorry,
Could you repeat that last one? A lot of the stuff that,
that we want to do, that we were looking with the charter change,
yes,
would be handled right here.
Yeah, the issue is that it's called rules and regulations, but it's actually the bylaws.
Bylaw.
Which is really confusing, because there should be the town charter, there should be the bylaws, which have to be approved by town meeting,
Yep.
and then rules and regulations, which are set by us.
Internal.
Internal, without needing, but, so to have this called rules and regulations is really confusing.
Well, that's why I put it up here, because this is what we're playing with.
This is our bylaw.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be called rules and regulations.
No, it shouldn't.
We should have separate rules and regulations, some of which may be parts of these, maybe the bylaws gets reduced.
but there's also something missing here too. What you're saying is, the other stuff that we have is the policies.
Policies.
In this hierarchy,
Yeah.
where does the policies fall?
The policies can be, well, you can do them in a number of different ways, but you can cover the policies in the rules and regulations as well.
Correct, then, but if, the way I read, I remember in the folder, Sandy, you had a copy of it too.
Mhm.
Hold on. Yes, because in here, pardon me here, Jim?
So here are copies of the policies.
Policies, but
It's
then.
got 'em right there.
No, hold on.
They're right here,
We're in
they're
the,
in your folder,
in the folder.
Oh, wait, are they?
yeah.
Yeah,
they're in your
right,
folder.
right behind, see this
Oh, I
right
see.
here,
Okay.
last page. But I just wanna point out
I
that
said
in
we're
here,
already done.
already done,
I
that,
told you that, so.
yeah,
I had already done it before you
All
came.
right.
I'm gonna keep Sandy's stuff.
so the thing I have, and I thank you for that, so the policies I have here, there's things in here that say updated on such and such a date, we've gone through them, but yet nobody can find the update.
No,
Do they reference back to the rules and regulations? Does anybody, you follow me?
Yeah.
So, and none of us can go into the archives or the spider web room and all that stuff and figure this out, so I guess my question then is, what do we use to govern ourselves? Or govern the sewer department? Thank you, Bob.
I've had the discussion
Yes.
with someone knowledgeable with this who suggested that, well, first, he was going to look through this at my behest to make it, to weed out all the crap, basically,
Correct.
and organize it in a way that's understandable. He suggested that we talk to our engineering firm and get their input and see if they know of any other towns that have a nicely written set of bylaws, policies, whatever, that we could adopt as our own instead of reinventing the wheel. So I'm still waiting for him to get back to me with his review of this, but that's where I'm at.
It was suggested from the town administrator at the last meeting that we really bring in somebody, hire somebody professionally to review the charter, the bylaw, the policies, the rules and regulations, and come up with some standard words that we don't conflict each other based on the documents we have received.
Yeah.
But are you saying that in reference to us as a commission?
We hire somebody.
But we're not allowed to
Well,
change
the
the
sewer
town charter.
department.
So out of this hire, hold on, Sandy, before you, just listen,
Okay,
listen. Town charter and the bylaws, I don't think we can touch.
we can recommend changes.
Right, but, okay, but just for the day-to-day operational of our commission here, we need to get into the rules and regulations and the policy, that's what I'd like to have done.
So,
Mhm.
so for
Am I
example.
saying that right?
Yeah, you're right, but the bylaws, for example, are silent about whether we have a chair and a vice chair or not. That should be in the bylaws, and how those are selected.
In reference to every commission in town?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
and so there, and it's a little bit different from the other commissions because it's an elected board rather than a volunteer
Just like the
appointed.
select board is elected.
That's right,
And there are policies that says how their makeup.
right, but we don't have that in the
No.
bylaws. We have in the town charter, it has what our duties and responsibilities are, but once again, it's silent about the rules within the commission itself. And what the bylaws, and I've gone through them with a fine tooth comb, these shouldn't be in the bylaws, these should be the rules and regulations and policies. And the bylaws should have to do with our internal workings. Do we have a chair? Do we have a vice chair? Do we have a clerk? How are those people selected? And those kinds of things. So these are the rules and regulations, and there are a lot of problems with them. Some of these should be in the bylaws, some of them should be separate rules and regulations. And I've done everything from finding periods that are missing to massive problems with how the public would understand how things work. And there are things like the WPCF Manual of Practice #9 that refers to, and I hope Scott comes back, because I'd like to know, is there such thing as a WPCF Manual of Practice #9? And has it been updated? Is it number 10? Is it number 11?
There.
It's not in the
Nope. Number 9 is designation of.
agent for sewer connection.
Yes, if you look on the bottom of page 5 of the rules and regulations, so-called, which are actually the bylaws, section 9, the connection of a building, or the building sewer to the public sewer shall conform to the requirements of the building and plumbing code or other applicable rules and regulations of the town, or the procedures set forth in appropriate specifications of the ASTM and the WPCF Manual of Practice #9. So, are we still on number 9? I mean, what is number 9? Is that an addition? Is that the volume? Is it the only, is it like the Beatles, number 9? So I wanted to ask Scott if that's still appropriate. And then, just as another thing, all such connections shall be made gas tight and watertight, which indicates to me that we shouldn't be giving out any more root dissolver, whatever that's called, root X or whatever it's called.
Yeah, because the roots have interfered into the pipes.
Yeah, which means that the connections are not gas tight. put a water tank,
Yeah,
right?
because they got root holes.
So there, I mean, I don't know if you want me to go through these or not.
I don't know if we just should hire someone to start with a clean bill instead of repairing all of this.
Is the bylaw review committee doing this section at all,
I have no idea.
No idea.
Jimmy?
No idea, we're not doing it.
So-
I know, but there's a bylaw review committee, and I don't know the scope of their work.
Is there a committee?
Yeah,
I know the title, but is there?
they've been working on it.
Yeah, they work hard, they're really good at what
Yeah,
they
they
do.
did a whole lot of section in the last town meeting.
Yeah,
Who's,
yeah, you can't park your horses on the sidewalk. They
Well,
got
you
rid of
can't
that.
scare them anymore.
That's right.
you can't,
You can't store cordwood in the sidewalks.
Yeah, so, yeah, they updated the
Well, that's just
bylaws.
wrong.
That's just wrong. I'm leaving
I'm
town.
gonna take exception to
Yeah,
that.
taxes, I'm leaving town.
Yeah, I'd say we just, I don't know, if to the extent that we could hire someone knowledgeable in writing this and,
Can we?
We have a capability, once the enterprise fund is certified, which should happen maybe in November or whatever,
We say October, November, right?
we really should think hard about putting some of that, putting an article together to use our certified enterprise fund to hire somebody professionally to review our charter, our bylaws, our policies, and say whether, and tell us where we've got disconnects and make recommendations of what should be there.
I believe that's what Bob said earlier.
yeah, I think
Yeah, and
that's great.
I'm also putting a funding source to it.
Yeah,
But
that's,
what, my question, I understand, I agree,
mhm.
absolutely. Why, when you say we, why is the sewer commission certified reserve being used to pay for the town?
It's being used for,
You just, when you talk to charter,
Keep
we're
in
talking
mind-
the town can have a million different commissions in it, right? Under the town charter. We have,
Okay.
yeah,
the
right?
sewer is an enterprise fund.
Yes, but if we take that money, when you say town, you're talking about the town charter,
Our section of the town charter.
or you want to just do our section?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
somebody else is, we can't, how
We
many
don't care
years
about
ago?
anyone else.
How many years ago they do the charter and we had 80 some odd articles in front of us for charter changes? So this is just for the sewer component of charter.
Okay. And then
Sewer
I'm
bylaws.
on board with that so far.
Only sewer activity. Because if you read something, it's got, you know, one says A, one says B, and the other one says pink and blue. I mean, it's just, we can't have this disconnect in our documentation.
Then why don't we, can't we approve that now and move forward with it?
Right?
It has to be approved at town meeting.
What has to be?
What has-
Funding
The
has to-
expenditure of the enterprise fund.
All right,
Unless it's just going into the next year budget, but you gonna wait that long, that's the question.
well, I just learned, the other, that, we have 3 piles of money,
Uh-huh,
and all of them have a surplus in the positive, I'll say it that way.
okay.
One, we have to go to the town for the article, what Derek explained, is that the one you're talking about? Yes. We also have a surplus that we have the ability to spend. We don't need to go anywhere.
No,
So why don't we take that money and start this
we
thing
don't
up?
have a surplus. We have free cash or enterprise. You mean that
Yeah,
surplus?
I wish I had my, yeah,
Okay,
the 3 buckets we talked about at the
Yeah.
last meeting. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a bucket, there's 2 buckets of money that we use at our discretion. I'm saying, why don't we take one of those buckets and use some of those funds in order to do what you're requesting?
you have on the budget a capital line item. The budget's been approved, so that capital item can be used without any additional approval. That's not to use for the dewatering. You have also on the budget the 300,000 for,
Yes.
but we're putting that aside for our pump station upgrade. That has to go before town meeting to use that fund.
Yeah, well, I think what Carrie is saying is there must be some amount of funds somewhere, just in the operating budget that we could use.
Only if it's in the operating
How
budget.
about just fire off an email to Derek and ask him, do we have money we can use to hire a
But what
consultant?
I don't understand is,
He just-
I'll say
Yeah.
myself, why are you being so stupid, Carrie, and understanding what I just listened to 2 weeks ago at that meeting, where the money is available to us, we control it, 2 out of the 3 buckets.
That's right.
Mhm.
Am I, right?
Yeah.
In layman's terms.
Yeah.
And now, Sandy, you, and you're probably.
We have 3 buckets. We have retained earnings. We can't use them until they're certified.
Correct.
Which could be a month, you're saying, right? Yeah.
Retained earnings can only be spent on non-operational expenses.
This is a
No,
non-operational.
no, non-operational expenses and must be approved at town meeting to be spent, retained earnings.
All right.
We have the capital budget line of $766,000, which has been approved at town meeting in the sewer budget.
And can, my note said can be used now.
That's what we're gonna use for the dewatering. The $500,000 for the belt drive.
Centrifuge.
Centrifuges.
Centrifuge.
Or
or
dewatering equipment.
I chose,
Okay,
So that-
okay.
that's only capital, and that's what Scott can use for the dewatering system. We have a reserve fund,
300,000,
which is really about 400,000, but we have a reserve fund.
yep.
And more than likely, when we bring up the 300,000 for the pump upgrade, we said in the article, retained earnings or any other funds available. Therefore, town meeting must approve the 300,000 to be spent, and we're gonna be taking it out of the reserve fund. Those are the 3 funds we have. Did I miss one?
No, you got the 3, I just didn't realize, nor I have any.
Oh,
note.
I'm sorry, I take that back.
You gotta call
We
it
have a 4th one. We have capital
stabilization.
stabilization. That's where we're gonna take the 300,000 out for the pump station.
Right, so the 300,000 come from the budget reserve.
We'll no, capital stabilization.
Yes, but.
So that's why there's no article for that.
There is an article for the 300, because we have to get approval to spend from the capital stabilization.
It's a 2/3 vote.
Just like we have to get approval to spend from the retained earnings.
Right, but we don't have them yet. The budget reserve fund, we don't need approval. The 300,000, you said 400,000.
Well,
I have the 400.
I'm sorry, the 400 is capital stabilization.
Right, I
got
have, that's
mixed up.
correct. 300,000 in the budget reserve fund. And I thought we do not need approval. That's our funds.
No, we have no idea how much this is
So
gonna
the
cost.
cost, so my next thing is,
Yeah.
why don't we find out
Mm-hmm.
what it's gonna cost? Why don't we, I guess, who in the town would do something like this? Go out and hire an engineering firm that does this?
To me, it didn't have to be an engineer.
Well,
A firm who is,
Public relations.
when was the last time we had brought in somebody to review our documentations to make sure they're clean and accurate and understandable? Normally, it's about $40,000 to $50,000.
it's right here, the 300,000. What, but who, I mean,
No,
I don't.
when you say 300,000, put a title to it.
I'm called the budget reserve fund. We have retained earnings of 5 to 6 million. We got budget capital of 766, capital stabilization account, 400,000, budget reserve for 300,000. Yeah, now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Yes, there is a reserve fund of 300,000. That, they recommend we don't touch it, because if you remember, at the end of FY '25, we had to pull 300,000 out of our reserve account to pay for expenses at the end of the year. It's recommended that this reserve account be set aside for what happens at year end.
Correct, I get that cautionary road. I mean, my world, I used to do that myself, but if we're only talking 40, 50, 60 grand, you get a company to come in and do this, I would be happy to risk 40, 50, 60 grand on 300,000.
It means, this past year, it meant someone's salary. We needed that 300,000 to handle people's salary at the end of the year.
Well, then we did a bad job on the budget. I'm just saying, I can't worry about that one. I'm trying to move forward. I can't worry about the stuff in the back.
But if we take our time and get an estimate of what it would cost us, we can, for special spring town meeting, put in an article using retained earnings to pay for this type of study.
So we do have some research to do first.
We have to,
Yeah, which is fine, we have
One.
time.
What do we want
We
them
do?
to do?
Yeah.
We ask, so we say, this is what we want, we put out for bid, this is what we want done, and we put out the bid and see what people come in at.
Mhm.
I totally agree, and the reason I'm pushing, historically with this group, and what I've heard in this town, is that we still don't have anything done with the arrows, everything drags. I wanna put it in fifth gear now, and if it means I gotta slot down to fourth gear so we can go to bid, we will.
But it was recommended at our last meeting with Mr. Sullivan that our reserve account be left alone.
That's his recommendation.
That was his
His
recommendation.
recommendation.
Because we used all of that 300,000 at the beginning
Totally
of the year.
understand.
Because of that special meeting we had,
Right.
we needed the reserve.
See, you see what my attitude is.
Then part of this thing is as we come into the next town meeting time, we can very well say to, town meeting, I wanna take some of retained earnings and I wanna put it in my capital stabilization fund.
Then we can use it.
Only at town meeting, yes, but town meeting has to approve the project that we use it for. But if we put it right now, we have about 400,000 in it.
So step one now would be who in the town could help us go out to bid for
We
a
need to-
company.
We need to put together an RFP, request for proposal,
Yep.
to say what is it that we want. So we need to understand what we want. We need to be able to document it, to give it to an outside vendor to say, okay, I can do it for you.
Without belaboring it, don't we have a group now that writes the town charter bylaws and goes through all this you were saying, right? Scott, were you saying that?
The bylaw review
We
committee.
have a
Bylaw-
bylaw review
Would
committee.
they be the good people that they?
This is beyond their scope, because there's engineering stuff in here.
The bylaw review, there's just volunteers within the town.
It's just
They're
like
not-
us.
They're not paying anybody. They're
Maybe
doing
they,
it themselves.
maybe,
But security-
maybe GHD would know, because they're in the process of building new plants for towns that haven't had them before, and they're gonna have to come up with all of this.
We could probably get this information from the contractors that we currently have to at least get a direction
Okay.
on who to go after, who we go for, where is it? And-
Yeah.
And from my initial opinion would be to start with GHD, asking them what's out there.
Who knows
What do they?
people at GHD?
We do.
We do.
You do?
Oh, yeah, we all
I have-
do. Oh, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah, that's them?
Yeah.
Sarah, Anastasia.
You have her phone up, you got someone gonna call her?
Yeah. You want me to call right now?
Just sorry.
No, but they're starting a bunch of projects on the Cape. Dennis, no, yeah, they're doing Dennis, they're not doing Yarmouth, but Yarmouth
Russ
is
might-
doing
Russ
something
might
in
have-
Falmouth. So these are all towns that are starting from scratch. And they're gonna need all this, all the bylaws and regulations and policies.
You'd probably be looking at ours.
Yeah, let's
Russ,
hope not.
Russ is another one we could check with.
Yes,
We have some good information on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was,
so start writing the article for a springtime meeting.
Let's start with the RFP, actually. right?
Yes.
Starts out with an RFP, so we have some idea of what we want you to do
Mm-hmm.
and what is it gonna cost us to do it for us.
Yep.
Now, normally an RFP is written within the town administrator.
yeah, yeah, procurement, whatever, I get it.
We don't have unfortunately, we don't have a procurement
Dealt with a
officer.
million of these things in my career.
So we'll talk to the engineers first, and then tell the town administrator what we're looking for.
I would like to go through the list of policies you have here, because I believe I found some different ones.
We're still on rules and regulations, though. aren't we?
Yeah, but we're not doing, what do we do with them?
Well, I have a couple more questions, and then before,
Okay.
just, so, on page 10, for example, Division 5, Article 3, Powers and Authority of Inspectors. The commissioners and other duly authorized employees of the town bearing proper credentials and identification shall be permitted to enter blah, blah, blah.
Nope,
So, is that not true?
that is not true.
Well, it's in the bylaws.
We know,
Well, then just
We
we
change
know,
it.
but it's complete BS, because we can't enter anyone's property.
Okay, so that ought to be changed, right?
Constitutional violation, yeah, it should be dropped. It never should have been in there in the first place, but,
Do we have any idea when these rules and regulations were created?
for the record, I will say it was before this board was formed.
1996. Some of this stuff is 1996.
Yeah,
So, for
And look at the
example,
penalties.
yeah, the penalties,
mm,
first offense $200, second offense $250, these were put in place in 1996. Obviously, they've
Those
only
are-
kept up with inflation.
those are the same for
What
cordwood
page
on the
is- what
sidewalk
page
and
you on?
upsetting a horse.
Page 11.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, for scaring the horse.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's see, oh yeah, and then really what applies to us only goes as far as the top of page 12. After that, it's stormwater management, which is controlled by
Department of Health.
Department of Health and Conservation Commission.
No, we don't do stormwater.
Oh, we're named in the bylaws.
Oh, surprise.
With scaring
Look at
horses.
the page, bottom of page 13, any construction activity or project completed within the jurisdiction of Conservation Commission, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah, so that all needs to be weeded out and just concentrate on what our
that's right.
responsibilities are.
Yeah. So it only goes through Article 10.
So this would all fall right under what we're talking about,
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
somebody to do, so.
Yep. Oh, I have another question. It talked about licensing for people to connect to the sewer system. Where was that?
There is a list available, people to go to.
Yeah, and it says that they're supposed to, oh, we got licensing of drain layers. If approved by the commissioners, applicants for licenses shall file with the commissioners a proper and acceptable performance and guarantee bond in the amount of $5,000, also probably hasn't been updated since 1990, which shall remain in full force for 1 year. And then all the applicants for licenses are supposed to be approved by the commissioners for drain layers. Now, I've never seen one of those, I've only been on,
I've never seen one.
I've never seen them.
so how does that happen?
Well, I've seen them all, he's a good one.
seen them all.
You've
I've
never
seen
seen,
1,000 of them. No, I haven't seen any of them.
So,
where are they, where they going
They're
out?
within the day-to-day operation of the facility,
Mhm.
so it's not done by here.
if approved by the commissioners,
You know what it says, it isn't implemented.
It
well,
says that we can enter houses too, but I don't want Sandy showing
I
up at
just
2 in
did.
the morning
I just did one yesterday.
checking.
Shut the lady's faucet water.
so my point would be, this is what is in effect now legally.
Yes,
But you're saying these things are not being implemented. We're not approving the drain layer licenses, for example.
Since this board has been formed, there has been never has been anything brought up on drain licenses or approvals thereof of anybody.
No,
don't know if the selectmen approved them ahead of time, or whether or not there's been no one coming forward to have. to
and
do
we'll
the
never
work.
know.
We don't know.
No clue.
That history is lost.
That's why we need a professional, other than your keen eyesight.
Well, I mean,
You are the professor, and that's how you read the documents, yes.
well, anybody can read this stuff.
No, but no one relates it to, like you do.
Sorry.
That
Back
comes
when I
from-
repaired cars, that would get towed to the junkyard. It's done.
Mhm.
Start over.
Yeah.
It could
No,
very
I
well be
agree.
the recommendation of an outside vendor to say, we're gonna start from beginning. We're not gonna try to modify what
Yeah.
you
If they
got.
wanna pick some of the stuff out of it and bring it forward, that's fine.
I think it'd be,
Probably should be a total rewrite of charter bylaws.
Nice clean bill.
how do we manage our commission, how do we manage the sewer? If everything that we have is the Wilkes Cube,
Mm-hmm.
all right?
Sorry, I mean,
No, that's good stuff.
No,
that's-
It's only
It's all
30,
good.
it's only 30 years old.
But it's all-
30 years old?
29.
10 years old.
We actually had a meeting with Rich a few years ago. He appeared before the board and we went through this and he was just shaking his head at all the stuff that was just not constitutional.
but nothing was done.
Thrown off.
We went right.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, what do you do aside from hiring someone to write a new one and put it before the town and have it adopted?
WPC policies.
I think we should go through what we have in our pamphlet, in our folder with what I've got here, because I did some research in the selectmen's and I've come across new policies that were not in Carrie's packet he gave me. Of course, I came up with here's a list of policies, indexes that go back to 7/2/98, of which there's a policy, it says no number. And I have one here, it says connection of homes and businesses to gravity lines, policy 98-4. Can't find that anyplace, but that's, okay. If we go through the list of what's in our folder with what I've got a 1 and a 2.
Oh, I see, yeah, I did, all right.
I got a 1 and a 2.
I mean, you're saying number 1 and 2 are here, right?
Yeah,
I see.
Yep.
I found a 3.
Yep.
I found a 4.
You found 4?
It's a 4. There's a
Okay,
5.
yeah, there's a 4, there's a 5.
Yeah, we got everything up to 21.
Yes.
I got an updated 5 with no date on it. I got a 6. I got a 7. 8.
Wait, there's no 7 in this packet.
Back page, I think,
Yeah.
so you'll catch them up.
Both sides.
Yeah.
This little thing?
Yeah, no,
No,
page before,
Industrial
page
park
before,
businesses.
page before. That little thing you just looked at, what's the page
I think
before?
it was a $7,000 fee.
Number 7 says $1,000 fee.
No, $1,000.
Number 7 is a $7,000.
Yeah.
6 says 6, 7 says, yeah, 7 says 7,000, that's just the short little one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 8, connection to sewer lines. Number 9, designation of agent for sewer connection, which is your layers.
Right.
Number 10, sewer system development charge. 11, seating capacity, EDU. Then they came along and it was first by the Board of Health, and then there was a change in which it would be defined by the Department of Inspectional Services. Number 12, or just a memo. I found 12. What's the next one you have? Because I found a 15. I don't
I
have,
didn't check it off last time. Hold on a minute.
the last one I had was, what did I say, was it 12?
Yes.
Was there anything beyond 12 in?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you have a 12?
I see 12.
what is your 12? What does your 12 say?
My 12 says grease disposal.
I got 12, I got,
Yeah,
I
okay.
got, there's a memorandum.
And that's March 8th of 2007.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
two number 12s.
And I got
Yeah.
a number, and also on March 7th, I got number 12, which is the
Yep.
cost per gallon.
Now, if you take a look at what you have there in front of you, after 12, your next one is 17.
Yeah.
I found a 15.
That's, what's 15 say, before 17?
Fog Control Program Policy S1401. So I found a 15. I don't have a 13, 14, 16.
You go to 17, don't you?
I fit at 15, then I go to 17.
17 and 18, yeah.
Then there's a 19. Then there's a 20. There's a 21. 22. 23. Then I have something called an FYI and then a 25. I mean, there's a policy here about doing Zoom meetings. What in the world does it have to do with us?
policy.
So,
There's a policy here for remote participation.
so there's a possibility then that all of these policies could go away and become part of the rules and
Rules and
regulations.
regulations. Now, if you want to see what 15 is, I can share that with you, but that's not in the packet we got in our folder.
I'm not gonna use it.
So,
I think the fog, 15 is fog control program.
yes,
Yeah, so we have that from
The-
the,
from me, you have it from me. So, Carrie, you had a master, here's a copy of 15 for your master.
Well, didn't I give you the whole folder?
I gave it to you the other morning,
Oh, goodness, back at the house. I do.
but you want my copies? No? They included 15.
Yes, give me,
Then I'll
take
give
that
you
back.
that, yeah.
You got the map. Oh, this is now a new master. Right?
I would tend to think so, because I don't think there's anything newer in what we have in our folder than what I have here. I've looked all over everything that was replaced in October 12, 2017. I can't find it anyplace, not anyplace in the select board's office.
so just a quick, fog, fats, oils, and grease means organic polar compounds derived from animal and or plant sources. It should be non-polar, I'm thinking.
Well,
But, you know, that's just the chemistry.
did you want that, or do you want my
Yes,
master?
I didn't get the first part. What's that mean?
I don't,
So,
If you have an extra one, if you don't have it, I'll just take a 15.
no, I don't have it,
so
I
if you
made
have
3.
a chemical compound,
I'll do it. Thank you.
it has,
15.
So technically, the selectman's office should have had copies of all the policies until they created the sewer commission.
Yes.
uh,
So, I mean, that's where I started, so it's just the idea,
it's the basic
I've got these
fact.
policies,
Okay.
It is, well, after the meeting now,
Yeah.
more
Carbon
time.
chain. So fats are made so that they're not charged at one end or the other. They don't have a positive or negative charge. So that makes them non-polar. If they have a lot of charges, they may be polar. If they're polar, they're dissolvable in water. The point about these is they're not dissolvable in water. They're grease, fats, and oils, so they should be non-polar.
That makes, no.
That's an important
I'm gonna call you the chemist.
distinction.
Yes, I like the
all right,
But that's important. There's definitions of it. All right.
you have a,
Those two things just reiterate the fact that we need somebody to come in and go over all this stuff.
Yeah, so do we need a motion to make that happen, or no?
Yeah, I would like one, so we can do that and proceed forward.
I make, well, who's going to create an RFP?
You said that normally is the town administrator. who
Yeah,
does that.
we need,
Or the clerk.
what clerk? No way.
But we should talk to.
I don't think we're ready for a motion yet.
Well, I think for
We're
homework
ready,
assignment,
we're ready for a motion to
Thank you.
proceed with this policy.
Yeah.
Talk to GHD and the
Yes.
different engineering firms first for their opinions and
Right.
suggestions,
So who's doing that?
then,
Who's gonna do that?
I don't know, I can do it,
I make,
Not
a-
a big deal.
Bob and I will do it.
yeah,
This way.
Yeah.
This way, Bob.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll just kick this process off, it can be that simple.
So,
A
like,
motion to begin investigating how to best proceed with
to create an
finding someone to create an
rules,
article.
regulations, and policies.
RFP for
RFP for that.
Rules,
for all the
regulations,
governing
governing,
documents.
governing documents.
I second it. Oh, I made the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And let's make sure that's on the agenda for next time.
We'll talk about agendas.
This remote meeting, who came up with the time?
Where are you?
It's.
It's
that
number
has
C.
nothing-
3C.
I thought we were done with,
This is NEPA.
This is MEPA, not us.
If you read it, it says remote meeting with NEPA,
You don't have
with
to go.
CWMP.
Oh,
It's a public meeting. I put it here so everybody was aware of it. If you want to participate, there's the information
then I
necessary.
totally misunderstood and I canceled my Minot Forest meeting for this thing.
That's okay.
That's
You
okay.
can, you can go in my stead. You can be on Zoom in my stead.
The select
It's
board
not a
said
waste
it's
of
gonna
time.
be held in their, the select board said it's gonna be held in room 520 at 5 o'clock tonight. Was there any publication made of this
I don't
promoting
know.
it?
That's
Yeah,
not
no,
our,
That's not us.
it's beyond us.
It's beyond us. We're not doing that.
This is the state.
Okay, so
This is
You're
notified.
in the wrong commission.
And it's on Zoom.
You're asking that
I
question.
have a
about
feeling
the
it's gonna be in Zoom. So do it at home, you don't have to, even though it doesn't say Zoom in here, but
There's a meeting idea.
Although you do like
Yeah, it
room
was-
520, so it might be worth your while.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying
And
to
enjoy
do-
the cool air.
I go to the library at some point.
I wasn't making this for a big deal. This is
Yeah,
just a
Public-
thing
public
there.
notice.
All this is notification for the board that it's available. If you want to attend it, go ahead. If you don't, go ahead.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jim. And my
Thank
answer
you.
is no. Well, I have to answer that.
Okay.
Okay, we're on a roll now.
Yeah, we're knocking them off one by one.
Yeah.
EDU history.
I sent out an email on September
you.
26th. Did
Okay.
did everybody get it?
I probably got it. Did I read it? I don't know.
I did it to ghibird@gmail.com,
Should have it then.
September 26th.
I will double check.
EDU rates is the title of it.
Yep. Good.
In which we said in January 21, we raised the rates from 626 to 646, and then January 20th of 22, we raised it from
Mhm.
646 to 743. You asked me to find out what the neighbors are doing. Well, guess what? All our neighbors are doing on usage. There is absolutely maybe 3 or 4 towns in the whole state of Massachusetts that do EDUs, and I wasn't gonna research to who they were.
Well, I found one, remember, I talked with them last year and put together a proposal, well, not a proposal, an idea that we use a hybrid system. But like I say, that's something I want to get back to this fall, I haven't had a chance to yet.
So that's what I did. He asked me to do it, and here you are.
All right.
But it's, until we know what it cost us, we can't even look at doing anything with an EDU rate until we know what is the cost of running the plant that has to be held by the people who use it. So,
You're 1,000% correct on that.
And we know that there's leftover cash at the end of the year. There has been, retained earnings or whatever it's
yes,
called. So we
Bucket
know,
number 3.
bucket number 3.
Bucket, that is.
Bucket number 3.
It is.
So we know that the EDU rates that we're charging and the number of EDUs per connection are adequate to cover the cost of the plant, at least the operations, if not the long-term maintenance, upgrades and so on. So obviously, we're not going in the hole each year.
No.
Now, whether those are fair or not, fair is a different question altogether.
Absolutely. That's been,
Because the one-bedroom house
that's
is,
been the impetus for even looking at this, to begin. Unknown.
On this, we saw on the subject of EDUs,
Yep.
something caught my eye the last week or so, I've maybe seen it 4 or 5 times, a commercial on TV about the ADUs in the state of Massachusetts.
ADUs.
Yeah,
Okay.
right, that if you're now 900 feet, all towns and cities and styles like have to live by the rule. You can put an ADU not to exceed 900 square feet, and it can be hooked up and it is sewer free basically.
no.
Okay, don't jump down my throat, let me listen first, hold on. I
And
didn't understand.
ADU is accessory dwelling.
That's what you're saying?
Yes, well, he says ADU,
Well,
and I'm
that's-
not sure everybody knew what an ADU was. Did you know what an
Only the
ADU
people-
was?
Yes.
The people sitting here do.
So.
You're not on the television.
An ADU is Alan's bedroom and garage.
Yes.
It is obviously to be established for people, with senior citizens, families to take care of their moms and dads and all that. So all that raised up and brought to the top, that, so instead of putting them in a home or assisted living, they can build onto or adjacent to their property, 900 square feet, the boundary laws go away for the ADU, and the hookup and all that stuff is free of charge. What is that in relationship to ADUs when we talk about, what, 3 different categories? Are we're gonna follow, so someone can go out and build, what we talked about last winter, right? On the rates, a building adjacent to, meet all the requirements, and we're not gonna have, I'm asking, we're not gonna have the ability to charge for that, what has the extra bedroom in it?
I believe the town, in a recent town meeting, did its own rules regarding ADUs, which required it needed a separate sewer hookup. The town voted something more specific than
What I'm saying.
the state.
But I didn't think, from what the state commercial says, that there can be a cost for that. It's not the way it's designed.
There, I don't.
Am I, if you follow me a little bit?
Yeah,
Right?
Okay, there's, now we're talking 2 separate costs, potentially,
Right.
at least I think. One is cost of betterment hookup,
Right?
and the other is a cost of utilization.
Okay, yes, all right.
And which one are you referring to under that ad? Because I haven't seen the ad.
I'm asking the question, I don't
Yeah.
understand it. It
Because
does say
we-
free of charge to all Massachusetts residents.
Well, we established here that one ADU would be equal to one EDU.
Correct, in reference to our monthly fee,
Correct.
Twice a year fee.
twice a year fee.
yeah.
All right, they're saying that there is no fee for this. It is to help assist the living capabilities of the senior folks.
That's a very nice promotion, because guess what? It can be rented out. It doesn't have to be family. It doesn't even have to be
Well,
affordable.
without getting into the politics and the sideshow to
But-
it, can we get, how do we look into, how does it affect us, is what I'm saying? Or can it affect us? I don't know.
I think we add an EDU, and then if the state
Exactly,
comes down on us, then we'll change.
exactly.
Well, they're gonna get charged for electricity and water anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So, I
I
don't
just- I
see
just
why not. I don't know if they have to tie into the existing
Cross off my list.
lateral, or
Well,
whether they have to run a new lateral.
that becomes another separate discussion in there, because depending upon where an ADU would be located would be dependent on whether or not they could even run a lateral,
That's
or whether they would hook into their house.
Mm-hmm.
So, but regardless of which they do, it doesn't change, at least in my mind, it doesn't change the fact that they would pay one
One
EDU.
EDU, yeah.
I don't care if you hook into the house,
And we clarified that
and I
over a
don't
year
care if you
ago.
go into a hookup outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whichever one it is, you're gonna be paying for that hookup, to
Yep.
get physical hookup. And now you
For
are
that
gonna
additional
have a
fee.
charge of one EDU because you put it on an ADU, whether it's part of your house, which you've converted to an ADU, or whether it's a separate structure.
Yep, because
Because we've had that discussion
An ADU
before.
can be
with that-
either
Yes, we
or.
did.
Correct, that's how they referenced it,
Mm-hmm.
and they do it the warm, touching way of saying for your parents at elderly age, right?
But they
So-
forgot that around here, it's the additional income for a summer
Right.
rental.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but-
Yes, I know what the state is saying.
But this has just come out, they're hooping, they haven't seen it on TV yet?
Yeah,
Haven't seen that.
So I just think we gotta be aware.
But we have our, I believe, didn't we at town meeting voted our
Oh, yeah.
ADUs, our requirements?
Yeah, but those didn't get approved by the Attorney General's office.
I didn't
I don't know.
I didn't know what we could do anything that supersedes or,
I would just,
We can be more restrictive.
I mean, as far as,
To a certain point, because the state has said that these ADUs are by right. Now, they haven't said whether it's a negative right or a positive right, but they said it's by right.
And
so-
that is being discussed as what does by right mean in the town of Wareham? Because part of it says it's affordable, but there's nothing that says it must be affordable,
Yeah.
which was being promoted as an affordable unit, but it doesn't say it has to be.
I just bring it up as a,
yeah, I mean, the bottom line is I go along with Scott on that one, it's, you know, you put on an ADU, we're gonna charge.
And
So
how do we
got a
find
complaint,
out?
that's another story.
How do we find out? So obviously the inspection services will know, I mean, if they apply for a building permit, which is not always the case. The treasurer's office, or the assessor's office should know, because the inspection services is supposed to inform the assessor's office when a building upgrade has been made by building permit. But then how does that loop close to us? How do we know when to add an EDU?
I don't know if we have a mechanism.
You know, no, I mean, the building, we should be notified theoretically by the building department when they go to building.
When they get the occupancy permit, right?
I'm thinking policy number 26.
Or one of the missing numbers.
Well, one, yeah, fill it in somewhere, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on the agenda.
I think it's a discussion with Paul, who's the head of the inspection services. It's one of the four Beatles, I know.
Yeah.
And George does most of the inspections, but Paul is running the
Yeah,
place.
Paul's running the show.
So just maybe a discussion with him about, he might have a suggestion about how to close that loop. Or maybe it's through the assessor's office. I don't know.
How do we
It's my
find-
understanding that a building, request for a building has to have sign up from various departments. Who's to say, since I don't know what it looks like, maybe sewer is on that sign-off sheet, just like conservation's on that sign-off sheet.
Supposed to
I
be.
think it is, but I don't think we get see much of it. I
But if
haven't
we
seen
sign off,
We're supposed to.
We're supposed to. Have you ever seen one here since I've been here?
I wouldn't. It's day-to-day operations. We get it for conservation.
Well, we're supposed to. I see building permits all the time that would be in conservation's area of
It's
responsibility.
gotten better.
But we never saw it. I mean, maybe the agent saw it and signed off on it without it going to the commission.
That's a possibility.
I just bring it up as a discussion.
It's an important one.
You just want to lengthen the meeting.
I
that's
saw
all.
it the other day, well, that just contradicts everything we just through.
Yeah.
How do we do these people? Oh, you can't do them. That's what it says on TV.
No,
Just,
yeah, it's a question for Josh though, isn't
Yeah.
it? He's on top of this ADU business.
Yeah, yes.
and then,
So you got the
Christine,
ADUs?
Well,
land
They're
planning.
planning for the.
He's a
Land-
planning,
You gotta enjoy this discussion, because when we move to 520, we're gonna be bumping up against the school department now, so.
That's right.
What is it?
To be
Is
very
it land-
judicious.
is it land property, what's his official title now? Christine is what? What is her
conservation agent.
agent, and what is land management?
No, no,
What
he's
is-
director of planning.
Director of planning, of land.
I don't know, he's got another promotion since the last.
Oh, now he's director of planning.
He took Ken Buckland's place.
All right,
Okay, moving on. I'll try to see Paul next week and see if I can get an answer on that.
How to close the loop about information. And, you know what, Public Health Department's gonna wanna know about that too. They're gonna wanna close the loop if the house is on septic, and whether the septic is gonna be
It
built.
should.
Yeah, they're gonna wanna know that, right?
are we on to me next, so we can?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to skip to F first.
Okay.
Contracts update. Sandy had given me, and I've lost it, Sandy,
I've got.
the hard copy, okay? And what I did here, just, and I need some help here. and part of your homework assignment. I started to do out the spreadsheet, and two things came to mind. I lost my hard copy, Sandy, that you had given me one from the last meeting, and I didn't know, don't know, if in fact the information on that hard copy, which is obviously electronic someplace in the file, can be populated, downloaded into this. All right? I don't know.
As part of the database that I'm working on and will be getting back into now that my wife is retiring, and I'll have to take out my time.
Here you see it. That's why, you know.
That's okay.
I'm sending a note to,
Yeah,
You saw that, right?
yes,
I just left that here for
yes.
so I have a similar, almost the exact same thing set up for contracts on the database, so we'll have all this information.
You're gonna have this.
Everything, yeah.
All right, okay. The way I think, all right, because I've done a million of these things,
Mhm.
that widget company, all right, blah, 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 can we list it so that we can, what do you call it? List it in ascending or descending order based on date,
So we can sort.
so, by expiry, and or dollar volume per annum and per total contract.
Probably.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
asking,
Yeah.
that's why I stopped right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I think I got the basic information that is very valuable to us, maybe not to John Foster and to, yeah, Derek, in relationship to the RFP side. But this basically looks at it from the standpoint of, and if you want to add other columns, what's important to us is the type of contract, type of service, the bid date,
Mm-hmm.
all right, the start date, all right, the number of years of the contract. In Massachusetts, under RFP, procurement 30B, you can have no more than a 5-year contract. It can come in 1 5-year singles, it can come in a 3 and a 2, or a straight 5. All right, so it's important to know that we have the ability to extend or reject based on how we feel, not how the contractor feels.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I would like to make that. Extension, obviously yes or no, the number of years that can be extended, the total value per year, per annum, and the total value of the original contract. That's the information that's very, very important to me. Then you can sort it by values, dates, what's coming up, so that when we have those that come before us, we will be know ahead of time, all
Yep.
right, on a monthly basis, what contracts are coming, all right? But the one thing I don't know is when these things went out to bid.
Okay.
Originally, compared to the start date. There are a lot of things that have come up that we have signed off on,
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, we went out to bid and we got this contract in. Well, we
Right.
as a group
I've never known them to go out to bid.
would have to.
The only one that gone out to bid would be the Colonial Ford.
Over 50,000, right?
Right.
But it's, unfortunately, some of these, we don't know what it's gonna cost, it's just the dollar per gallon.
Well, that's fine, as long as we have a
Is-
rate for it. But that's why you have a type of service. You can have a chemical service, right? You can have a mechanical service. You can have an outside, like
Mm-hmm.
he hires. You know, you're not gonna know what the per annum cost is.
Yeah.
But you're gonna know what a rate is.
And in addition, be able,
Parts and supplies,
Yeah.
material, whatever you wanna call it, whatever name you like is comfortable for us is fine.
You mean something like I've already done?
You said that before, you always keep wanting to say that, but you've already done. But this,
What?
I didn't have this. I just did this off of my stuff. I don't know if this is available to sort the way,
It's a Word document.
then you can't sort it.
in
So
addition,
it's
you'd be able.
sorry, it's an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It's
It
an
is?
Excel spreadsheet.
All right, then, is this the same as your database?
In addition, you'd be able to pull up a company
Correct.
and get all the old contracts that have gone by. And you'd be able to pull up each individual contract and read what it was for. So you have all the source information.
I've had that exactly for a million years of work, that's how we work off of things. And you got, like, right here, we've only gone up to Trojan Tech. Here's a $65,000 contract, if I read it correctly. That had to go to bid by state law.
I do-
I'm asking, so you
Put
said.
it this way, I've never seen it. I've never seen
A bid?
a bid for
Well-
any of those.
Have you signed off on the contracts?
We've signed off on
Well,
all
well-
those contracts have been signed off
So
on.
that means it had an RFP in the beginning, it went out to bid, a selection was made, and there's a dollar value at the end. Right here is where
Supposedly.
you're signing.
Supposedly,
Our start date here is when you sign,
Yep.
all right?
Right, but those coming out of Derek Sullivan's office, right? He's the one who's signing off on all of those.
He's the one that submits lets the RFP go.
He signs off on.
Yeah, he's the procuring.
But you're procurement officer.
Yeah. But then we see it,
Mhm.
but we don't know even why they're going out to bid.
A lot of times, no, yeah. And we're often asking, what is this? What kind of pump is this?
This will provide us a whole bunch of intel
Mhm.
as to how many bids are coming up, how much money you think we're gonna have on contractual spend,
Yep.
because we can
If-
sort it that way, if I'm
if you-
saying it correctly,
Yep.
right?
if you notice on the last column says the through date.
Expires next week,
Mhm.
yeah. So if anybody would like to, Bob, you need a hand on this, or what?
No, I'm good. We don't have that many contracts, so.
2 page?
Yeah, that's not, oh, trust me, I went through 6,000 sewer customers and more than that, trying to
Okay.
narrow down missing
Do
customers.
you want a copy of this or not?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I couldn't find it, I lost that. See that, 'cause I have that yellow sheet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I had, and I cannot find it anywhere.
So,
I may have left it in that.
so my notice is sent to Carrie.
Thank you. All right. So, I'll call you later.
Okay. I also sent an email out to Matt before the meeting to see if the town ever got a Microsoft account, because once I do finish this database, it'd be nice to migrate it over to here, so that potentially some future person could maintain it and add to it. But I haven't, like I said, it was just before the meeting, so I haven't heard back from them yet. My guess is that, no, the town has not done that.
I'm gonna guess you're absolutely right there.
Yeah, because it makes perfect sense.
Back a couple of meetings ago, I just passed up this handout, the question was asked, and I took on the assignment of, what should be on our meeting agenda? I tried to consolidate Cliff Note without getting into tasks, all right, or scorecarding. The feedback I got from this entire room, including myself, all right? So the common words that we use were goals, targets, projections, projects, how do we prioritize them? Objectives, critical success factors for Wareham Sewer Department. Projects, timeline, monthly update, kind of who's on first. I'll get to this in a minute, all of this. Capital funding, neat explanation of how this works. That last, see, this was the last meeting we had.
Before,
Mhm.
this is before Derek.
I was
Yeah.
just putting this together. That was the best educational class I had
Mhm.
with Colin, other than Judy, correct? Oh,
Luzerne,
you
from
sent me-
accounting.
And I sent, did I send you, did you all get the,
No,
the link to
No.
Enterprise, or what do they call it? Okay. Explain that, and that was very interesting. Then list of all the contracts, including name, dates of contract, expiry, et cetera, right? Should we influence the specifications of the bidding process? What do we want, what does Derek want? We have a little conflict, and we need something different, and just throw that out, okay? And how do we communicate with the public, and who communicates, that's part of that, we talked about that earlier, right? So these were kind of the Cliff Note version, but somewhat consolidated for pretty much all the Olympic rings from us Olympians here, all right? So if we, I would like that we add, delete to this, all right? But I think the agenda every month or every meeting should include 4 or 5 things as what are our objectives, priorities, whatever you want to call them. To me, I brought it up in the Derek meeting, the narrows, right? Where are we and why aren't these people that are running this program, the engineering firm,
Yep.
why aren't they coming before us every month and giving us an update? We should demand that they be here. They're paying them, is that a $6 million project?
300,000, I think.
Well, okay, but the
For
whole
the narrows?
project,
No.
we
Yeah, it's more
don't,
than that.
we're anticipating $25 million for the narrows.
Yeah, 24.6, yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
I thought, but for the engineering part of it, I thought it was like
300, yeah.
okay, then, and we've paid them.
I have no idea. I don't see the bills.
Well, we're paying them. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we are.
10,000, it's right there,
Okay, I
for
believe
Weston and
you.
Sampson, yeah,
That's that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. My thought process is that something like that comes in and every month or every other month, they give us an update where they are. So that we can track it and push it forward. And I think I used it to Derek's meeting, the meeting at capital planning, it was capital planning. But I thought that after we had that meeting here in June with the three guys behind
Yeah, yeah.
Fuse Box, that, you know, in a month or two, I was gonna have my picture of the Wareham week with a shovel in the ground. And now
We've
I,
got nothing. We have nothing since then.
okay, so I say to myself, if we started with that meeting, where are we now?
Mhm.
I guarantee you, we're all gonna get together, and I'll be critical, and 3 months down the road, we're gonna go back and have those guys in here again, telling us the same thing they just told us back in July, you know, the same, we never get off the starting line.
Yeah,
Because at one time, they were coming to us at least once a month, giving us an update on all our projects. Russ would come in here and give us, and that stopped, so we
So-
don't have any idea what's happening.
Is that what this meeting is tonight? For this,
that's all part of the CWMP. It's the public discussion. So Derek signed the CWMP, and it went to MEPA. Now it's out for public discussion, which is what
okay,
tonight's meeting is, and what's involved with that, I have no idea, but
okay.
So can I recommend this, that all of us sit down and take, since we all use the word goals, targets, or objectives, we sit down and take the 2 or 3 hot spots for us, all right, and we put them together and say, okay, every month we want to discuss these things.
Well, a couple meetings ago, we gave you the list of all of our hot spots. We
Well,
gave you all our targets, all our tasks.
Those were scorecard items.
Yes, but did you consolidate them on a?
Well, I use terms, I just use.
I know, but I was looking for actual tasks.
No, I didn't. I did, not on this stuff right now, all right?
So,
Because those are scorecard items, like Scott's gonna have to check off a lot of those.
what I'd like to see in the agenda is
Go ahead.
when we tackle some stuff like this, there's always stuff that has to be followed up in the next week or 2 or a month or whatever it is. But every time we have an agenda, it's a de novo, everything is new. So, if we look at what we covered in the meeting, for example, all right, so WPCF billing insert, for example. So you're supposed to send me your bullet points for that. That should be in the next agenda under old business.
Or,
So that doesn't
be
fall off the
adding the
radar.
old business on all agendas going
Okay.
forward.
Yes.
So-
Would it be listed as old business or
Yes,
just
it will
called
be listed under old business, that's why I said we'll have old business.
Okay.
can I,
specifically?
Yes.
Yeah, so then we can follow along, we don't lose these things over time.
Yes, we did at the meeting of the 25th, listed the things we wanted to continually show up on our agendas.
old business is old business.
Yeah, but once
Hold on,
it's
finish
taken
business.
care of, we can get it off the agenda, right?
Correct, so until it's taken care of, Ken,
Yeah.
I use the term action items.
Sure.
Yes, okay, that means we have, someone's,
Yep,
is actionable towards it.
Yeah.
All right, like Bob said, he's gonna handle this, Gary handles that, you got this, you got that, right? So we have a quick update and we get done and get done with it. But the basic projects are moving the sewer commission forward, of the narrows, what do you call it, the race for the canal. I mean,
This
these,
is, excuse me, one thing, basically, I'm just gonna hop on that one for
Go
a
ahead.
second, where's the canal? That's part of what this NEPA thing is
that's well.
the outfall.
applicable to. That's, we have to have approval of the CWMP by NEPA before we can go to the next step, because NEPA was gonna have to be participatory in going to the canal. So,
And with all the unfinished business that gets done and completed, we should keep a list of that, accomplishments, so it can go into the chairman's end of the year report.
Right.
so, totally agree. So here's how I think. as you think as a chemist and you go through all these things and you catch on, I think here we are with the Narrows. I finally got my first educational class from Derek and John with respect to how public works, public sector works. How do we go to, I know how it's drawn on my business work line, how do we get the $6 million or $24 million approved, all right? So that we're ready to go to the Narrows, we're ready to go, the Narrows is ready to go. If you look at, and I say that because Sandy and I have a benefit of being on the capital planning, and we see there, and I went through that list here, and I'm looking at it, go, well, where's all this stuff and how does this work in relationship to what this circle is trying to do?
Yeah.
It's really not there. Derek said, oh, you gotta go do this, 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 and this. And then I asked a dumb question that I got an answer to in respect to everything that we do in here is based on the revenues collected via taxes. All right, they do not go out and incur debt. All right, they take on X means the bonding, blah, 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 if they have to, but everything is paid in-house, so to speak. All right, so I'm looking at this and saying, you mentioned a number the other day, the last time we were here, we need 200 and some odd $1 million, right?
Well, 91 million for the pipe to the canal and 596 million for the whole CWMP.
So how do we raise that money?
Is that all?
Yeah.
Totally went out.
How does that get taken care of from us? Because I know in 6 months, we'll ask the same question. Where's the money coming from? We haven't even started the process. I think Derek looked at us like, we hadn't started the process yet of putting this together.
And I said, if we are going to make spring town meeting,
Yes.
we must have a plan in place for the $26 million. Funding identified and supported so that we can submit an article in February for the April town meeting. And February comes very quickly,
Yeah.
so we need an idea from our engineer, the cost, and we can take that cost to the treasurer department to say, how can we fund this, so how do we write the article?
You're right.
And we're running out of time to make that happen.
Well, yes.
So someone needs to light a fire under these engineering. I mean,
Yes.
so listen, there's no, they
We need
haven't
an
given
estimate.
any idea
Yeah.
of the date.
Because with the plan upgrade, GHD worked with us all the time, so we knew the chain of events that needed to happen and were happening, and when we needed to go to town meeting for the funding, and all that was good. But all we had on the Narrows Force Main was that meeting a month and a half ago,
That
and
presentation.
presentation, and
What's
That's it.
happened, what's happened, see,
we don't know.
I'm not asking to make us look stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I will be stupid to this. How do we get this thing going in the right direction again? I mean, is it stalled, is it dead? I don't know.
Bring in the engineers.
I'm gonna
yeah, we need to talk to
give
Russ.
a call and see if I can come to the next meeting.
And then, you know, and tell them, Jim, I would say, and listen, we want you prepared to come every month with an update. If.
And he will. Russ is really good,
Russ.
he's really good,
No
so
problem.
And do we have the funding for it? Do we need to start something on the financial side?
that,
Should I call
that's up to
Derek?
the engineers, at least as far as GHD goes. They find the grants and,
But isn't that only a portion of it,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, oh yeah, it is only a portion, but I'm saying that they do the background and basically tell us what we need to go for.
The grants or the funding we get don't necessarily cover engineering. Engineering is usually a separate component that we have to bear the cost of.
See, I was under the
Independent
impression
of.
that we have a plan, a goal to fix Narrows, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. We need X for this, X for this, X for this, totals Y. Derek, I need Y. Yeah, that's good, Kerry, what do you need it for? This, that, well, you haven't followed the process of getting Y. So I feel that not only is getting the project done, our responsibility to work its way through, we also have to work our way through the funding process.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that I didn't realize until Derek's meeting.
There is, I would tend to think also for special spring town meeting, we look our retained earnings to go directly for engineering of Narrows. Because that 300,000 is not gonna cover
Mhm.
what is needed in order to put shovel in the ground,
That's right.
which is different than engineer to put a shovel to be ready. Then you need the money to build, so we need two separate components. One is the funds for the engineering to get ready to start digging.
Okay.
And to me, retained earnings come Springtown meeting is what we need, and we need to have some idea what it would cost.
Yeah, well, we need to work closely with Russ, like starting now.
He's
and
less than Samson or EDR?
EDI.
And wouldn't, don't we need to have this response go on the bond? I would assume with some amount of money? Because
What-
we as a, if it's X million for the Narrows project, right?
Yeah, 26, say 26, but we wouldn't put the engineering on the bond.
Well, correct, but how, I'm talking about how do we raise the 26 million?
We talked to the Treasury Department.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
but
start the
identify,
work
we-
with
we
the
need
treasury.
bonds.
We need a bond.
It's all
Yes.
bonds.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be handled in
No.
tax-based revenue, we're not gonna be, right?
So as we
That's
come
an
up and
action.
say, here is an estimate,
Yes.
how do we get the funds to do it, and how do we write the article that shows where funding is coming from? And that's where you start working with the Treasury Department.
I will take that on as an action item, if I know how much money we're talking about.
Right now, estimate 25 million.
Well, hopefully we'll have a better idea at next meeting. Because I'm trying to get Russ to come to the meeting.
Okay.
He's involved in the planning of this, he's worked with us for a long time. He used to be with GHD specifically, he used to be,
'Cause I didn't realize that's how the public sourcing went from the capital after that. But
and most grants or funding we would get through the state from one form or another, most of the time, any of that funding will not cover any engineering fees. It'll cover the construction and maintenance and upgrade or anything else that you're doing, but not the engineering. The engineering is a separate component, but that doesn't mean we can't ask for that money up front. And then we segregate out what gets applied for under the grant and what you have to fund independently by itself.
We need these engineering plans
Well,
first
we did-
before we do anything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
That's gotta be done in, the timeframe to get it done. It's just like with the CWMP, it took a year to get that, but that's something that we had to.
so with this for homework item for all of us, just go ahead and add and delete and put things in here for the next meeting.
mhm.
Yep.
All right? And this, I'll just give you a quick overview of that. This is the same that was asked. And Sandy, you mentioned all the little, I call them the little task type items.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to get a relisting of all those things, but I think a lot of those are gonna fall in Derek's lap as a scorecard to check off.
do you still have, you wrote everything
I was
down?
writing as fast as I could, and
Do you still have it someplace,
I
or do you
think-
wanna, everybody send it to me again?
Yeah,
You
if you
send
want.
send me the task, or the,
on the scorecard type items, like you mentioned EDUs, what was it? Oh, God, never mind. Let me do this first.
okay,
Right. The other question that was asked is an action item, what do we want on the budget format? Okay? I tried to encompass, engulf everybody's thoughts to it, all right? Most everybody said they'd like to see the budget monthly, not on every 2-week period. What are the
you know,
variables?
cost to budget,
Yeah, the budget.
The budget status.
The budget status.
okay.
Most everybody said, you know, what the barriers are to the format and the admin help. Who's gonna do it in here, all right? But I started trying to put it at the top from an accounting standpoint. Here's the external revenue, bill to the third party was mentioned, how much billing, number of gallons, et cetera, et cetera. People talked about the payroll, and these were the common, what do you call it, denominators in the payroll. The admin, the salary, benefit costs, we call it, that's shared services to the town, right? Overtime, on-call, emergency, contractual, outside service. Those are the people that we have in the contract, that we, like, when they just use them, Derek gave us, Scott gave us a situation the other day, where they had to bring in outside services, last meeting.
Yeah, well, we also signed a contract for electrician.
Right.
Yeah, to come in and just do whatever needs to be
Yeah.
done.
We
We have them on a guaranteed
Yeah.
talked
hourly
about
base for.
the pump
a year.
stations, and from what I'm making note here, so 1 to 44, all right? Parts, by station, the labor costs, man hours, and Scotty mentioned that on the tablets, that he's gonna be able to do something that can give us a rough idea. I don't know how well that's gonna work.
Okay, well, right now, he has started, he's got some tablets going. It's in place. And he said, you know, right now, they're working on the kinks of the ones that they have that they're using. And
Beautiful.
he said by next year, we'll be able to do a lot of this tracking that you're talking about right now, that we can't do, because we don't have the mechanics.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I don't know what, one of my scorecard things, what are the top 5 worst offenders when it comes to pumps? Which ones cost us the most money? Out of 44, I'm thinking, you know, 10%, give me 5 of them.
Yeah,
right? All right. People mentioned vehicles, the capital cost of vehicles and the repair and maintenance costs. Facility costs down here, all right? And then came to the term, what is the debt that we have in relationship to that capital planning, all right? Retained earnings, how is it calculated? We got that yesterday. Yeah, good.
Okay. Gotcha.
Retained earnings, how it was calculated, we got a lesson the other day. Lab supplies and chemicals, I don't quite remember why I wrote this down here. Oh, how much we paying for lab supplies and chemicals, that's what it was. So, these are the major items that people want to reference to the budget line. The budget that he has is, have you all looked at the budget by page, by page, by page?
No.
It goes on page by page by page. So to come in and say, Bob, here's how we did this month, you can look at a synopsis with these items in it, so you can see whether we're on track or off track.
Yep.
I don't know.
So by chemicals, do you mean all chemicals for the running of the plant?
Yes.
The methanol and the lime and,
I think this is actually your word, okay?
as opposed to lab supplies, which also look.
Yes.
Yeah, they have
I
all.
think I said, my note was lab, you, same thing. So,
I mean, I think we're limited to the budget line items,
Well-
because that's how they collect them unless they change their software.
well, you're correct, but in the last 2 meetings ago, when we first brought this up as a homework assignment, Scott showed me that they can take all of this and format it, Victoria can format it into what we want to have set up. Am I wrong in that, Jim?
Pretty much you can, how detailed and how much you can, I don't know.
Because if she doesn't collect it by a category, she can't report it by a
I
category.
Well-
understand that, but what the point that Carrie's making, you're making is, we think, and I'm not positive, but I think we think she's got the capability within the system, through the software system that she's dealing with, to be able to do a lot of what we're looking for. It's not being done at the present time because number one, it's never been asked for. And number two, I don't know what kind of a time frame that is of an impact onto her, and whether or not she can do it or if she's gonna need help to do it.
That's why the last bullet point up here on the top was admin help.
I remember Scott assured us that between the engineering firms and their admin help that's already here, we can get anything we want to know.
That's correct.
That's what Scott told
He
us.
said, look,
We're talking two animals now.
Well,
Now, what Carrie's looking for and suggesting is one thing, what you're saying is another. Because, can we get the answer? Yeah, he can give us the answer. But can we get it on a weekly or monthly basis, on a spreadsheet that we're looking for? I don't know.
oh, I thought, I think Jim, he was referencing the fact that he could put it on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, well, I'm not disputing that, and I think he can, but I don't know that for sure, because we haven't told her what we'd like to see.
Correct, and that's when the question came up,
Yep.
what would you like to see? And I said, let's go back and survey people, right? How our own individual minds think about the budget, go back and survey it, right? So, with that, I know it's a late afternoon.
We had a report that listed every single pump station and color-coded it as to critical repairs. To me, everything in red should be on the top of our list, but I don't know where that report is anymore.
Before our time.
Before.
Yeah, I think it's outdated by now,
But
and
still,
Scott's made a good,
If something's bad, it's gonna still be bad.
I don't know, we have to talk to Scott about that, because I think they've made pretty good strides in,
So,
See,
some
that-
areas.
Exactly. You know, I think some of the things that would have been notified as bad previously aren't bad anymore.
Yeah.
Because the corrections that were
So-
necessary were made or are being made.
my final point is, would you like me to come down with Scott and sit down and say, Scott, here are the items, and Victoria, if he wants to bring her in, that we'd like to see compared to the budget, not the 8 or 9 pages.
Mhm.
Before we do that, is there anything else this team would like to see?
So I have a question. We don't supervise Scott. That's Derek's job.
Correct.
So, but we are supposed to oversee the enterprise fund. So there's a division there that becomes awkward, because if we say to him, we want to see all this detail, and he says, no, you don't need to see that detail.
That's day-to-day.
You guys day-to-day stuff, you don't need to have that level of detail. Now we have an issue. We have an issue. Do we pursue that? Is that legitimately monitoring the enterprise fund, or is that supervision of a director of the plan? So I'm not sure where that would fall.
Well,
You're 1000% correct, that's the conflict of interest we have, so to speak.
Yeah,
well, I think we've got, how do I answer this? I don't think we have that particular problem in existence at the present time. We have a superintendent that is willing to work with us and give us whatever we want, as practically as he can provide it. We do not supervise him per se. However, common, his attitude has been that, he is gonna work with us. And from that standpoint, I would look at proceeding with, we're looking for, can we talk to him, sit down. If we run into that situation that you're proposing, which could well happen, then we look at where we go from there. I don't think that we're gonna really run into that.
and we're not really looking to micromanage
No.
any of
we're
these
not.
items, we just wanna know what they are.
Yeah, because you can go into the budget format,
Yeah,
the pages, and just like you were doing with the policy, whatever we call it. I want number 1, I need number 6, I need number 8, these are things that we wanna see. Can you extract that and download it into
Exactly.
another format?
I think especially as the pump stations go, I talked to Vicky about it, and I think, yeah, she basically says, whatever you need, I can get. There's information that I don't put in here, that I don't break down, because I've never been asked to break it down before, but it can be done, and then you can get what you want out of this, so.
See, I would be comfortable with one payroll number, total payroll to budget. And if it looks like it's going out of skew, ask for detail, because I'm not gonna look at a line budget.
Yes.
What was budgeted for overtime versus what is the actual overtime? That's, to me, is micromanaging.
Yeah.
I would like to see a total payroll versus budget payroll. I'm sorry, to go down and say on-call overtime, benefit cost. I think that's just too,
Overkill.
if I find I have a budget and I have a payroll and right now we're 110% of budget, I'm gonna say, give me some detail. But I don't want all those 6, 7 things on a line item, because if pump station, there's 40 pump stations, I have this information for 40 pump stations?
No,
Well, that's not what you say here.
no. She can break it out into 44, each one, by the way she inputs it. I said, do we wanna see the first 5 words?
We don't know who the 5 words.
Let's do You will when you see how much is spent in each one.
So I'm gonna have a 40 times 3 for line items, so every pump station is covered.
No. She'll be able to see, before she puts this in, she'll be able to see which of the 5 are the worst, before it goes on a
And-
spreadsheet.
Then to me, if it's worse, we don't budget by pump station, correct? So this is
I've
not a budgeted comparison to actuals versus budget by pump station. This is a different level of information, is what are we costing us to run our pump stations?
Correct, that's what I said at
But
the beginning.
but you have this as a budget comparison.
Well, it's gonna be compared to the budget. Sandy, I have, let's not go down this deep, don't go down this rabbit hole, all right?
I'm okay with broad categories, you know.
That's all we should be dealing with.
I mean, I'm
But this is
interested.
this is what we all said,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I put it together.
Mhm.
Don't shoot the messenger, right?
oh, hell.
Now, as we start to see something solid to look at, I have comments.
Absolutely, that's what it's here for.
Now, one of the things that we really should consider is right now, we are paying the town 15% of their cost to handle WPCF support. Is it a valid percentage of the town cost for us to cover 15%? If I have 15% for human resources, what's the number of my employees versus the total town employees, am I still 15%? What is my total cost of assessing, or administration? I don't know where the 15% came from, but it's hard to believe that the number of employees we have versus the number of employees for the total town is 15%.
So when I was in my former role, there's a great question, but you're gonna find out, but you gotta get to the weeds first. Every senior president in the company for every product line across the world, Gary, you guys are scoring me on shared services. They all say that. That's their job. I'm paying 18%, I'm paying $25,000 per employee for shared services, legal, accounting, HR, blah, blah. You have to track it out to say, this is what it costs per person.
Yep.
Now, same thing on the other detail of the pumps, it's the same concept. Right? I don't know, I mean, there's 15% something, I don't even know when they come up with this. Is it 15% of what? The total expenses, based on the number of employees, that we have 15 employees out of 100, so we're gonna get 15%? I don't know. But yes, it's a great concept, but that's what you ought to look at.
The
But
number,
we ought to know that though, shouldn't
the
we?
percentage that you're dealing with was arrived at,
Standard Wild Ass guess?
no, they brought in an accounting firm down the Cape.
Ty and Bond? No, that was an engineering.
No, that's an engineering firm, this is an accounting firm.
It must have been some time ago,
It was,
before or after they fired the TA over this number.
which TA?
And when they fired over, because he put too much money out of sewer, he took too much money out of sewer and they fired him.
Well,
No,
let's-
they fired a bunch for different reasons that didn't make sense, but that's beside the point. I don't know which
Those
one.
costs are gonna fluctuate over time though, too. One year it might be 12.5, one year it might be
Yeah,
17%,
But
so.
you see, the point is that they went, this accounting firm, and I'm not, anyhow, the accounting firm went through, they spent, I said, probably 3 weeks here, going through the town hall with who does what to what. And they came up with their percentages. Now, at that time, the sewer department was spending $1.2 million out of the sewer department to the town,
Wow.
okay?
Well, that's more like 20%.
I know, I was on the finance committee at the time, that's what the number was, that's what they came in at. and they evaluated, and they said, you know, that was, the percentages that they were using per department, you know, seemed basically legitimate, I guess, I don't know. Anyhow, that was the number. And since then, over the years, it's gone back down, and now it's starting to climb up a little bit, but it dropped down to 6.5 or 700.
I think it's around 700,000 last time.
Yeah, it's up a little bit over that, but it dropped from that 1.1. So, I mean, I look at the amount that we're spending, and it's, you know, is it substantial? Yeah, it's substantial. Is it worth it? I don't know if it is or not. We don't have, I don't believe we've got medical and all as a line item.
It's in the,
Is it a moot point though? I mean, are you gonna go toe to toe with the select board over 15% or
No.
14.5% or
No.
whatever?
I mean, you know, at one point we had somebody in here that they wanted to have a survey done, but they wanted to know exactly how much time you spent. You as the,
Assessor,
yeah,
a clerk.
exactly, how much time do you actually spend there?
but that's how shared
Yeah.
services starts.
You know, and that's one of the problems
the
with it,
grassroots.
because, you know, how do you allocate the time when you walk into the town hall right now and you wanna talk to John Foster for 10 minutes, or you catch him in the hall, and John, what about this, that, at the sort, okay? How do you account for that time? You don't account for that time. I mean, what is this, you know, grade school? I mean,
Well,
I'm not justifying the amount that we're paying them either. I'm not going for or against them. It is what it is. And if it seems to be really out of whack, then maybe we need to bring somebody in to look at it. But at this point,
It's unique though, right? Because something like the town's maintenance services, they don't have a separate budget. They would pay because they're part of the town. I mean, it's because they have a separate.
but the point
School
is,
is separate.
we're kind of,
Each department has
we're
their own
part of the
budget.
town, but we're independent of the town, if you will, because we're responsible, we make money, we're supposed to pay for all of our things. The rest of the town comes under the taxes.
Yeah.
They don't have to justify all of these things. They don't have to, they don't care how much the town charges, because it's under the town. They're part of the town. They just get a payroll.
Do the fire and water departments, they have enterprise funds, do they use shared services with the town too, or do they have their own HR, their own
They are
legal,
not
their
part
own?
of the town.
Okay.
First of
No
all, they're
connection.
not part of the town. They have their own taxing authority.
As Kerry found out when he went to pay his taxes.
Yeah.
They have their own taxing authority and everything else. They don't share services with the town,
Okay,
but they pay for services from the town.
okay. So if maintenance comes and fixes a pothole in their.
Maintenance doesn't come in to
Whatever.
fix a pothole. But what I'm saying is, they pay for services, they pay for the billing services,
I see.
for their billings, because it goes on your tax bill. It shows up on that, but it's for the district pays for that service. The town collects the money and sends them their portion.
The only reason I bring it up is because I don't think there's any way to look at, for comparable recharge.
There's methodologies, that's all there is.
Yeah.
That's all there is, how they do it.
Just,
So, let me just finish with this. So, before I talk to Derek and Victoria, why don't we, everybody take this home, as Sandy's already did some homework, and come back and say, what are your top 4 or 5, all right? You wanna see, Jerry, we can condense this, blah, 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 put it on a sheet and say, Scott, can you bring us this on a monthly basis?
my list is payroll, outside contractors,
Yep.
utilities, chemicals, sludge, and supplies. I would like to see actual versus cost for those components.
Actual, there's an actual
Well,
cost.
cost versus budget,
Yeah.
sorry, cost versus budget. I would tend to think those, and then if something begins to look like it's out of skew, we ask for more detail from it, but to me,
Yep.
we can take a look at the budget line items and consolidate them into each one of those 6 categories for Victoria to say, okay, I will put propane and electricity and gas and whatever under utilities,
Yeah.
telephone,
I think that's fair.
just high-level summaries, and if it looks like it's going out of skew, we ask for more detail.
Will everybody do that for me, please?
Sure.
Right. My final thought, because you just brought up Uptown, you know, I operated in many, 40-some-odd states in the country. I don't know how many provinces, 4 or 5 up in Canada. Europe's different, but we in the Northeast, like Massachusetts, we have a taxing authority, i.e. town of Wareham. Funds come in, and each, basically, most towns battle for how much funds they get to run their business. Many states in the country have a school taxing authority, a fire taxing authority, a property taxing authority, and you get tax bills from each one. So there's no fight between the town and just the businesses, i.e. fire, blah, blah. So,
That's what happens here.
well, because you have this enterprise thing, and you got the school separate, right?
And you get the fire department
Yeah.
separate, fire and water,
You get,
but that's a separate billing.
but you
separate tax.
you get a bill for your usage. Like water, I get a bill for my usage, right? It's a flat fee plus overage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is other states and parts of the country, they just tax you $2,000, that's your water bill. You pay a-
Regardless of,
You pay a tax.
Yeah.
No, that's the police is X amount, right? Not a usage thing. Taxing authorities versus we have one basically the town,
That's it.
all right? And or a building system for the others. That's my piece. Thank you, Sandy, I got your, Sandy, you're done, homework's done.
a couple meetings ago, we talked about giving Carrie a complete list of the tasks or topics we should be looking at, and what did you title it? You titled-
Scorecards.
Scorecards. Can you send everything to me, what you have? I didn't keep a bracket of what, record of what you sent, because I would love to put it down the scorecard and put it on a piece of paper, and we can all share it as to who has what on their scorecard.
Yeah, I put one together.
I know, but,
I can send that to you.
yeah,
The one thing that does bother me about that, I look at that as different from our agenda and our stuff, is the amount of, and you said it very appropriately, we don't supervise him. And I feel, I get very queasy about requesting him and her to do something because they don't, we're to advise or help,
Yeah.
assist, whatever.
They're not to answer to it, yeah.
but
Right.
part of this list could very well be used to hire somebody to help us with this with this scorecard list. We need to understand
And what was,
each one of us would like to say, this is my top priority. Maybe we start putting together that to say how we can support hiring somebody to work on that
and I had
scorecard.
it, that was one of those, that didn't help, and when I mentioned it to him 3 or 4 times, I feel as though it automatically shut down.
Well-
We don't need that. And I'm just saying,
You gotta-
I'm a volunteer on this committee.
Unless we can start identifying how it could be used.
And I feel that that conversation is gonna go to Derek, and Derek's gonna look upon us differently if we're starting to become aggressive in certain areas, or we wanna move forward, I don't know.
We could have our minutes being done in-house. You know, that type of thing?
I totally understand, yeah. That's just a feeling I get.
Well, there's been people here before that have worked for us, right? Christiana
No.
was,
Well, no, she didn't work for us. She did our
She-
agendas, she did our packets, she did our minutes.
Technically, she worked for us, but we didn't know she worked for us.
Yeah, exactly.
She,
What?
seriously,
yep,
oh, yeah. Definitely. So you guys are coming into a whole new game here.
Yeah, because every
It
meeting
really
is,
is.
every meeting's a new inning, and I'm
Well,
learning something.
Yeah,
I'm
new
serious,
team.
from what,
Put the left-hander in.
yeah, from what I played with since I've been here versus what is happening now is night and day.
Yeah.
And you can't imagine how much better.
Is it good difference?
Oh, yeah.
Much better.
Alright.
Oh, it's
That's good. If you said a badger,
Unbelievable.
I'm walking out.
But with the situation we're talking about with Scott, he knows what we're looking for. He's still in the throes of putting things together. It's coming together very well. We just look at the tablets, for example.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a position out here that's gonna be retiring before too long. I'm gonna guess within the next year. I'm not positive, but I'm gonna guess that. At that time, he wants to restructure his positioning out there and bring somebody in that's gonna be one, doing the stuff for us, but having a job description that he needs. He wants the position to be full-time. Right now, the position is
With a different
part-time.
skill set you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He's thinking of a whole new skill set, but it's not something he can act on now, because the only thing he's got now is a part-time position, which he doesn't want to fill on that basis. That's why he shuts down.
Okay.
You know, we would like to, he wants somebody as much as we do, but
Thanks.
we're gonna play some of these games out.
I just want to be able to answer the question to my constituency on Hamilton Beach. When is the narrows going to be done?
On the 12th.
What year?
Never.
Whenever.
That's all.
Anytime anybody asks me those kinds of questions, that's my answer, the 12th.
We're 2 years out, according to
So-
Derek, we're 2 years out.
Yeah.
As soon as
So-
you start, you're still 2 years out.
That shocked me.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's true.
yeah.
Yeah, and-
We'll all be retired by then.
But you're gonna,
Then I don't get my picture in the
when I
narrow.
first
Take it
came on
now,
this.
we'll save it on file.
Yeah, just leave it. When I first came on this board, first started talking about, went up to Boston, talked to the railroad and all the rest of it, everything seemed to be rah, for the canal. You know, we've got people on board that are interested in doing it, we're looking at going down the train tracks, it's up. No. I said, I wish we get this thing going and be done in a couple of years, the most. We're on 10 now, 11. We're still playing with it. Because first of all, you're dealing with a bunch of outside entities all the way around,
Yeah.
whether it be engineering firms, whether it be railroad, whether it be rights of way, whether it be the state.
Whether it be born,
Uh,
Yep.
Exactly, but that's the whole thing, Sam. You have these things, you have these people on board, well, now somebody hiccups and they don't like the way things are going, so they change horses right off the bat.
we had a lot of
We talked,
meetings.
we talked about, we tried to get regionalization going. We had, I don't know how many meetings I went to on this canal with the Buzzards Bay Coalition, with Marion,
Manamint Beach, Buzzards Bay, Bourne,
Exactly.
yeah.
all of them. And I mean, it was forward-thinking, long-range planning for most of these towns, and most of the people that I've dealt with, is that, what's for lunch tomorrow? That's just long-range planning.
And Bourne takes the point to a vote.
Well,
I know it's non-binding, but they put it on the ballot
I
to deny,
no, I
yeah.
understand that,
But that's the
but-
attitude.
But the second part of that, part of that particular problem, Sandy, was the fact that they had a lot of negatives going about this thing, and we had no positives and no offset going at the same time, because it was a non-binding vote, so we just kind of ducked our heads in the hell, ignore it, it just went away, one way or another. And it doesn't make any difference because it doesn't count. But where it did count is that you got now, Mass Maritime pulled their horns in a little bit because they want, this is, public opinion, so they're not gonna fight that too much. And then the Bourne administration kind of set back a little, so they weren't as gung-ho for it as before, because our original concept, idea and discussion was, you go right down the
Granbury Highway.
no,
No?
Railroad.
no,
Railroad,
railroad tracks,
railroad,
that was a
yeah.
straight
Oh,
line,
yeah.
that was a straight shot, and it brought you right to the outfall,
Yeah,
basically.
that's right.
So then we tried to go Cranberry Highway. Can't do it now, we've already got plans. We can't do it just because of it.
Once-
Wouldn't even consider talking to us.
No,
It was a
because
plan
once the macadam laid that down, we were supposed to break
For 5 years,
5 years, you couldn't break the
yeah.
pavement.
And we were talking on this before they even dug anything. Oh.
It's been frustrating.
And, you know, so I mean, I've been going like this on this damn thing, from day one, and it hasn't changed. I mean, right now, it seems like it's got some potential.
Because it's all within the town.
It's getting to be almost 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
I'm gonna make a motion.
Before we go, is there a chance we can review the agenda before it's sent to town hall for posting?
Most of the time, yes. This past week, it wasn't because Anita was out, and didn't get done until the last minute. So,
Can we send you some items?
yes, anytime.
When you
Call
wanna,
me.
when you wanna buy,
Yesterday,
when do you wanna buy to be placed on the agenda for the 23rd?
yesterday.
Is there a bylaw
I
there?
think the Thursday before probably, right?
No, the one has to go to the
The
town.
week
The week
before?
It has to be
before.
posted legally.
Yeah.
Before 8 hours.
The week,
What?
week before, the
Sorry.
week before the meeting, put your request for the agenda a week before the meeting to Ginny only.
All right. What is the, what's the bylaw for the town? Is it for us, 28 hours or something?
Yeah, we must post within 48 hours of a meeting.
If you don't post,
It's not a valid, you cannot have a meeting.
So,
you can't
we're
have
holding that because-
Well, it'd have to be a day later. Whatever will fit
Oh.
under the 48 hours, right?
And I know Friday is all holiday, but it does count as part of the 48 hours.
No,
No,
it doesn't.
it has to be physically posted in
It's
town hall,
No,
accessible by the
I
public.
know, but if,
So it's a Wednesday then, is what you're saying?
no,
So-
if I have a meeting due on Wednesday, I have to post by Monday unless Monday's a holiday. If I have a meeting on Monday, I have to post by Thursday.
I know.
Thursday, Friday, Monday. Friday counts toward my
Only-
48 hours.
Right, only if you posted it before Friday.
Yes, I can't,
Yeah,
Friday doesn't
The
exist.
whole rule behind it, and I've gone over this with a bunch of other boards in the town hall and stuff, is it has to be physically posted in the town hall on the
Right.
clerk board for a full 48 hours accessible by the public.
Yeah.
So if you have
Oh.
Friday, so if Friday is closed and the Monday's a holiday and they're closed, then neither of those days count for 48 hours.
Around with that with Mary Ann.
That's what I've been told by everyone.
See, at one time, all our meetings were put on a bulletin board outside so
Yeah.
it could be seen at any time.
Right.
Until the door on the bulletin board hurt the clerk more than once, fell on her head, and then she changed it and we posted on the inside, but if it's posted inside, town hall's closed, you can't see it.
And also they put it, the legally it has to be 48 hours, but the town put in a policy that has to be at the clerk's office 52.
Yeah, exactly.
If this goes on any longer, we're gonna have to post an agenda
So,
for the next meeting.
The
I
next-
make a motion
well,
to
wait,
adjourn.
wait, the next meeting is October,
Second, third, fourth?
the next meeting is November 13th at 3 PM at Ward 520.
October 23rd, isn't it?
No,
23rd.
this, we're in right now, we're in the workshop.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. The workshop, okay.
correct.
I don't know the difference between the two.
Well, the next meeting for a regular meeting is October 23rd at 5.
But are we working at both meetings?
The workshop is different.
It is.
We work in shop.
See, so we're meeting on the 23rd, we'll then say the next meeting would be the 13th versus a workshop meeting. Someone, what time are we adjourning?
Now,
Now,
And what, did we vote?
NOW.
Did we vote?
Yes.
No,
We did. Aye.
Yeah.
By popular.
Demand.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was long-winded.
We close at 3:57 for the person doing our minutes.
Bob, you walking home? 'Cause you usually walk everywhere. I see you.
No.